Hey everybody, this is Founder Laerun. We're getting started here, just getting everyone loaded and set up on the table. We're going to be doing a one-shot, and it's called The Prince's Wedding, in honor of our Spooktober event, put together by FGC, or you can say Lady Shell. This has been a tradition that we've tried to carry out before, and we've had it a little bit too close to the Halloween holiday, so we're trying to make it to where people can still do this and celebrate Halloween. So stand by, everybody. Hello, folks. Well met. This is Founder Laerun, and we're going to get started here. I'm going to share a map with the group. Hello, folks. Well met. This is Founder Laerun, and we're going to get started here. I'm going to share a map with the group. Hello, folks. Well met. This is Founder Laerun. Okay. Once the map is up, you guys go ahead and position that the way you need to.
I'm not seeing any map on my end.
Yeah, I don't have one yet.
Okay, hold on. How's that?
There we go.
Got it.
Okay,
Yep.
so size
Got
the
it.
frame to where it fits on your table, and then worry about zooming in, or if you right click on the map and then you click on view, you can click zoom to fill, or you can click on center, or however you want to do it. And then you just zoom in on the section of the map that we're on right now by using the mouse wheel. And if you need to move around, you can use that gold square on the bottom right corner. Okay, so we're going to get started. All of you have been invited to an exclusive wedding. The wedding is between Prince Humperdinck and his wife-to-be and princess-to-be. Her name is Giselle, but they also call her Sophia. She has a couple different names. But her main name is Sophia, but she likes to be called Giselle. If you want to ask her why she switches her name, that's up to you. But she's basically getting ready for the wedding. She's not visible right now. All of you are hanging out outside in that courtyard. It is a very nice afternoon, few clouds, kind of warm, a little light breeze. A lot of the guests are gathered around outside in that courtyard talking and gossiping. To your right, or I would say east, is the chapel. So when the time comes, you'll be summoned to go into the chapel. Does everybody see that set of stairs that leads to the west?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That heads to the chapel, and that's where the wedding will take place. All of you are here for different reasons. A couple of you have some notes on your notes tab that would indicate why you may be here. In particular, Scugmo. The others weren't designed for this adventure, I don't think. And I'm not sure what happened, but we lost one of our players. So one of you is not on the table.
I see 4 people on the table and 4 people in the chat besides you.
Yeah,
Swore we
same.
had at least one other.
Yeah, it's the person that didn't have a name on the Discord.
Yeah, I emailed them, but okay. Anyhow, so you've all been invited for various reasons. You can make up your own reason why you're here, but nonetheless, you know it's going to be an expensive, well thought out wedding that has to do with being wealthy and also, well provided for, well announced. So this is a royal wedding between a prince and a princess to be. Sophia, aka Giselle, is a very down to earth, sweet young lady. Might be a touch naive, but very beautiful and very perfect, especially to be a bride. Humperdinck, not so much. He's well known, but not well liked. He's very arrogant. He has a lot of resources available to him. He's very rich and infamous. He's not known for his kindness, for sure. He's pretty cruel, and he can be a little bit of the dickhead. He's very, how would I say, demanding, and everything has to go his way, or it's no good. He's one of those types. So there are people who have their doubts about the wedding. They cannot believe when I say they, I would say about half the population of where the castle is. They cannot believe that Giselle or Sophia, we'll just call her Sophia, why she has went ahead and took his hand in marriage. Some people say it's for the money. Some people says because she's dumb and she doesn't know any better. Whatever the reason is, it's a little bit weird because of that, because of his reputation. He's also known in his past, not recently, to be a womanizer, and he has been through his share of women. So he's not the best ideal groom. So that's just the rumors that you've heard before you even decided to go to the wedding. You probably thought it was interesting to see how this thing would unfold. You're guaranteed a good meal and some entertainment, and you are also here in between adventures, like on rest. So you may not have every single thing you normally have with you, or you might, depending on what you're up to. There are several things that you have to keep in mind in this wedding. That it's not meant to be a hack and slash, but it's also not meant to be all theater of the mind. It's supposed to be a little bit of everything. So that's the play style that I've kind of set up here. So without further ado, just turn your attention to the map on the table. And what we have here is a courtyard that is attached to the main castle. A lot of the guests are gathered here waiting for the wedding to start. The priest and the bride and the queen are inside getting ready. The queen is very old. She's been pretty sick. One of the things that she wants is grandchildren before she passes. Her late husband, the king, has already passed, several years ago when Humperdinck was young. Some think that Humperdinck was angry when his father died. There's a lot of responsibility got dumped on him when he was, quite young. I think 10 or 11. And now that he's an adult, he's probably like about 22 or so. He's kind of grown bitter and jaded. So some people think that's why he's such a tyrant. He pretty much felt like he probably lost his childhood or something like that. He probably has a little grudge about that. The other thing is he had an older brother that died in a war recently. So I would say a few years ago. So with all those things happening to the royal kingdom and the court, that's probably one of the main reasons he's the way he is. I don't think he was necessarily born this way, but some wonder because of the way his attitude is. Anyhow, the people are outside. You guys all received a wedding list with your names on it, and then there's a list of some of the other more prominent guests, and I'm going to give you just a rough breakdown of who they are. So for wedding guests, other than the four of you as adventurers, and these are special guests, they're not just any old buddies. You guys are about in the middle of any old buddies and these people here. You either know somebody in the court, or you've been here before, or that you're serving the king at one time or another. So you kind of have an idea of the way the kingdom is and such, but you don't really know a whole lot about the politics inside the castle, other than the rumors I've told you. The two groomsmen, you have Adderson. Now, Adderson is a nice guy, but he's a kiss ass. He's basically, how would I say, he's like the wingman for Humperdinck. So he's basically the guy that everyone likes, meaning all the royal people like him. He's like next in line to be some sort of duke or whatever. And basically, whatever Humperdinck says, he does. And they're like brothers. I mean, they hang out all the time. They've been with the same women. They're like that. But basically, Adderson is his best man, and he will be, in charge of that part of things. And then there's another man named Balin. Now, Balin and the prince were best friends growing up. They used to hang out together and play together all the time. But as they got older, they kind of grew further and further apart. Balin is an old family friend. I wouldn't say he's so much a friend anymore. He's more of a acquaintance now. Although he was invited because he's adored by Humperdinck's mother, the queen, and their parents get along and that sort of thing. It's rumored that Balin and the prince had their falling out at some point in their youth. They were always in competition of each other. They were always jealous of each other for stupid reasons, like kids do. And they were, I don't know, they just didn't get along as they got older. So they grew apart. I mean, they're still friends, I guess, but I wouldn't say they're best buddies. There is a rumor that Balin at one time had a thing for Sophia. So there's that there may be a little bit of jealousy there. But other than that, Balin seems pretty cool, other than his relationship with the prince is questionable. Now we move to the bridesmaids. There's 3 of them. There's Sabrina. Sabrina is a super pretty, high maintenance best friend of Sophia. She's prissy, pretty, high maintenance. Basically does everything for the princess. They're best friends. They're almost like sisters. She'll probably be the next one to get married if anybody. Then there's Vanjie. I don't think she's very impressed with the wedding. She's kind of the Debbie Downer. But she's down to earth. She's kind of naturally pretty. Like, she doesn't wear makeup or anything. And if she did, she would look pretty good. But she's really doesn't care about her appearance as much. She doesn't overdress. She seems to be really quiet. She rarely smiles. She seems pretty much contained to herself. She doesn't really hang out with any of these royals too much. She was invited here because she's related to the guy that's preparing the food. She's like a niece or something of the cook. So she's here because she just wants to be here for the ride. And it's also noticeable that she keeps staring at Balin every chance she gets. So when you're out in the courtyard, you notice that she keeps kind of staring at Balin and then pretending that she's not looking at him. There's one other, Rowena. She is an older, kind of stuck up and mean woman that doesn't really appear to be in a good mood ever. She's very protective of her space. She doesn't let too many people go up on her. And she's the older half cousin to Sophia. She's here more of a representation for Sophia's family. She's older than Sophia, and she's a lot more stoic and jaded. So that's the bridesmaids. You have one that kisses up to the bride. There's one that probably doesn't give a rat's ass about the bride. And then there's one that's really overly protective of the bride. And I don't think Rowena cares for Humperdinck either. So those are your main guests. Then you have you have the priest, you have the queen, and then you have a couple guardsmen, and then there's a bunch of other, no names and so on and so forth. So these are your guests at the wedding other than yourselves. And I'd like you to introduce yourselves in character. So I want to start with Tanner. Tanner, is there anything you want to say about your character in character?
Good evening. My name is Tanner. I'm a fighter, and I like to spread the word of the good god Ares. And I am kind of curious, what kind of priest do we have here? What god does he worship?
Sterling.
Hello, my name is Sterling. It's very pleased to meet you. It's grand to be here. What a grand place. So many fancy things. I can't wait to see this wedding.
And Hiena?
Yeah, I'm Hannah Rockfist. I am from Halehold. This place is pretty nice looking, but it's no underground city like where I come from. And yeah, I'm kind of interested in what god the priest worships too, because yeah, more than all the way.
And Skugmo. Skugmo?
Okay, sorry. Hi, I'm Skugmo. I'm not sure why I'm here, but this place looks like some place that maybe I should be living in one of these days.
Oh, I second that for sure.
So,
If,
anything else, Skugmo?
if things go as planned, this place could be mine eventually.
Very ambitious. So, Skugmo, you're no looker, but you certainly know your way around. Most of the people here are very pretentious, well-to-do, wealthy, stuffy. They have their share of weddings and formal events and things. Some of you might feel a little out of place, but nonetheless, you're all dressed the best you can. Your armor has been polished, your weapons are sharpened, you have everything at your disposal in your inventory. However, if you want to loosen your load, you're welcome to do so. The event will be starting in about 5 or 10 minutes. So, is there anything you would like to do in character before you go into the church? So, you can talk to one of the NPCs, you can just sit around and watch things, or you can just kind of scout around in the courtyard and take a closer look at things. Whatever it may be, it's not going to be a big deal. It's just going to be a before the wedding starts thing. So I'm going to start with everyone roll initiative, please. Okay, Tanner. So you have first dibs on any type of activity you would like to do or perform or say before the wedding starts.
Just to clarify, you said the priest was not in the courtyard, correct?
Correct. He is inside the temple right now, or the church, the chapel. The chapel is attached to the castle, but it's kind of a separate building. That's why it's off to the west. The main castle's to the north. The entrance to the kingdom or into this courtyard is to the west. And to the south is a dead end that overlooks a cliff that overlooks a river. Not a very high cliff, but it's more like a little ravine.
I think in that case, I'm just going to wander around the courtyard, kind of get just a feel for the area and,
Okay.
the people.
Go ahead and roll a perception in the dice tower, please. Okay. So you kind of saunter around, maybe whistling yourself, arms behind your back, kind of just pretending you're taking a gander. The gardens here are well taken care of. The building is immaculate. I mean, for a human build kingdom, it's not too bad. You notice that there are a small amount of decorations and even evidence of some old decorations that were never taken down. There's a large well in the center. A very putrid smell coming from there. It may be the time of year. As the river gets lower, so it just had a big surge. And then once the surge happens, it floods, it backfills into the sewers, and then it sits in there and gets stagnant for a while. So as summer comes through, that well gets lower, and it typically stinks during the summer. So that kind of the little bit of a stinky kind of fishy smell coming out of that well. The bushes around there are like stickers, but they're beautiful, like roses, or anything pokey. So if you try to pick something, you're going to get hurt. The other thing is, let's see. The guests seem to be kind of bored. They don't really appear to be all that excited yet. Although you do see the bridesmaids giggling and looking around at some of the guys and even at some of you.
The bridesmaids are in the courtyard?
Yeah. You can talk to any of the guests that I had mentioned. All of them are outside there. They'll be going in shortly. That's what I'm saying. You guys have a chance to talk to people before they go in. So if you want to talk to any of the groomsmen or the bridesmaids, you have Adderson and Balin. Those are the groomsmen. Sabrina, Vanjie, and Rowena. And then like I said, the priest and the mom or the queen and some guardsmen are inside the temple.
I'm going to take a quick look around the courtyard, and then I'm going to walk up to Balin. And so I see you're one of the groomsmen. I noticed over there that Vanjie has been checking you out quite a bit lately. Did you see that?
He face kind of flushes, and he looks at you and he says, "I don't remember you." And he's looking over at her kind of nervously and kind of shaking her hand. Your name's Tanner? Or
Skugmo.
Skugmo, that's right. Skugmo, hi.
Rowena invited me.
Oh, okay. So he kind of nods and he looks over at her. And then, so, I don't know what to think. She certainly seems like an ordinary, nice person. I have run into her on occasion, but I've never really had the honor to speak to her. Maybe I'll change that after the wedding. Thank you for looking out for me.
Why don't you go over and talk to her now?
Well, I'd want to, but I kind of got my hands full right now, and he really doesn't. He's got his fucking hands in his pocket.
Maybe
So,
his hands are full.
right, but I'm just saying, he's acting like he's got stuff to do, but he's just standing there with his hands in his pocket, looking nervous.
I think you've got cold feet worse than the groom.
And he looks that way. He looks really clammy. Face is red, sweating. Almost looks mad. Why don't you roll an insight?
Oh, this is going to be bad. In the tower?
Yes, please. Yeah, if you haven't seen it before, you have now. You can see from his body language and from the way he's squirming around and acting, you can see rage and jealousy right through him. Every now and then you catch him looking at the temple. So you're not sure what he's up to. It's kind of disturbing in a way. You might want to keep an eye on him, is the way you feel about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like he's maybe had a little drink or something. I don't know. It just something don't add up. And when you shook his hand, it was clammy.
Maybe he's been having an affair with Sophia, and Vanjie knows about it.
That wouldn't surprise me. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay, go ahead and pass your turn with that down arrow. Or the end turn, or complete.
Oh, it looks like Tanner's on turn.
Oh,
My bad.
okay. Let's go ahead, Skugbo. Okay. So the girls kind of walk around and talk to some of the people, and then it comes down to Hannah.
Yeah, Hanny thinks there's a lot of drama going on here just from overhearing the conversations, and she doesn't want to get involved.
So is she gonna stay put, or is she gonna look around, or what's she doing?
I think I'm going to stay put until it's time to go in and take my seat.
All right. So go ahead and pass your turn then.
Oh, yeah.
Sterling.
Right. So as I typed in the chat, Sterling's kind of looking around eagerly to see if anybody's carrying trays of food or drinks or anything like that. He's sort of looking around and eyeing up all the guests, and if he notices any of them meeting his gaze, he holds it and smiles brightly back at them. And I think he's going to walk over to the this well here and sort of have a look down, just out of curiosity. He's acting really nonchalant at the moment.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception. Okay. So you look down in the well and you almost fall into it.
Whoa.
You kind of lose your balance a little bit, and it's not like you were gonna fall, but it felt like it. You caught yourself, and you couldn't help but get this waft of like manure kind of sewage smell. It doesn't smell very pleasant.
And if there's like sort of any loose rubble or anything, he'd pick up a little bit and just chuck it down there.
Okay. So you can hear
just
it.
see how far.
Yeah, you can hear it go tink, 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 plunk. So it from your observation of being a spy and whatnot, you are able to ascertain that it's at least 35 feet down, and there is a very low amount of water at this time in the well. That's probably why it stinks so bad.
And so after he sort of loses his balance a little bit and regains it, he sort of turns around and grins sheepishly at anybody who happened to notice and said, "Ooh, watch that first step there."
You notice Adderson looking at you. He's got his arms crossed, and he's looking over at you, and he's shaking his head like, "Oh my God."
Well, that would have made for an eventful wedding.
Yeah.
But generally, Sterling's just sort of taking it easy and having a look around at the people, and not he's not much of a conversationalist unless he has to be. So
No food in sight, although you can smell it being cooked. And the smell comes from the north through that doorway.
he rubs his hands eagerly and cannot wait for the proceedings to be over so they can go check that out. I think that's all he's going to do right now.
Okay, so go ahead and pass your turn. Okay. After a few minutes, the guards come out from their guard position, and they appear to be getting ready to let everyone into the building. Okay, Tanner. So it looks like the proceedings are happening. Looks like people are going to start going into the temple. Tanner?
Yep. So I'm gonna line up and get in the crowd with everybody and start making my way over to the entrance.
Okay. So go ahead and move your token and plot your course. So don't just plow through everything, actually move around things. Okay. You can move 30 feet. So you could drag from that waypoint to your next. Okay, that's heading to the church, but that's fine. So that's where you want to move?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. So there you move to the side. Skugmo.
I'm kind of gonna mosey around and let everyone else get in front, and if possible, I will be polite enough to let the guards go before me, so I can get an eye on where everyone's sitting.
Okay. So you're just going to hang tight?
Yep.
Okay. So go ahead and pass your turn. You'll notice that the female guests are all moving into the chapel. The males are seen to be congregating right outside the out the door. Okay, Hannah.
Okay. Looks like I'm blocking the door because I can only move 25 feet with my little short legs.
Actually, they can get by you. You're not
Yeah.
blocking them yet. Anything else, Joe?
Yeah, I'm just gonna end there.
Okay.
And wait
Sterling?
until I can move further.
Yeah.
Not sure if I can go 30 there. I've only got speed 25, but it's put
I'm not
that.
going
How
to
do
worry
I?
about it yet.
Okay, that's good.
I'm not sure why you drag the moving thing all the way down, but I can't reach it now. It's off the map.
Oh dear.
There, do it again. Okay. All right, so you've moved up with Sienna. You guys are approaching the stairwell.
Yep, he's just stuffed his hands casually in his pocket and and just strolling casually over in that direction.
The two male groomsmen are kind of giving you the look like, what the hell? Okay, the royal guards end up going inside behind the ladies.
I'm also gonna roll my eyes back at them guys with their looks at us.
Okay. Okay, Tanner.
Okay, I'm gonna move up a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're doing, Sterling, but for some reason you keep dragging the token off the
Yeah,
map.
I figured out what it is. It's my push to talk button, so I've
Okay.
put it on a different button.
Okay. All right, Tanner. So you've moved back this way.
Yep, just gonna wait in line here.
Okay. Skugmo. Are you just going to wait there, Skugmo?
No, I'm
Okay.
there.
Okay. Okay, all the ladies are in the church getting ready for the event. The guards are in place. Hannah.
Okay, I will continue my movement into the church.
Okay.
Looks like I'm stuck in the doorway again.
Yeah, just move it the rest of the way.
I'm gonna dash into the.
That's fine. Yeah, don't worry too much about it. It's not combat, so.
Okay, well, 50 feet should be
Very-
fine, and I hope I'm in the middle of the aisle. I would think that I am.
Sorta, kinda, yeah.
How come I can't see in there?
I don't know. You can't go through the door. You gotta open the door.
Oh, well, didn't I open the door?
No.
Well,
Shift.
how do I open
You just
it?
click on the door. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does say closed. I see. Okay. Was that, let's see, I think that was 15 feet.
Yeah. So open the door.
Okay, wait. Yeah, I open the door and I walk. Well, how the heck? Why did these people go in and close the door behind them? What
It's
a
one of
bunch
those hinge
dicks.
things.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's an automatic door.
Kind
Okay, I'm just gonna end there at 25 feet.
of. Okay. All right.
Yay! Now I can see, and I will end my turn.
Okay. Sterling.
Yeah, I did it again. If you can just clear that, I'll stop doing it, I promise. Okay. So I'm just strolling along, doing my best not to whistle. And I'll sort of step right inside the door and have a look around, maybe here or so.
You have to open the door.
Oh, it swings shut again?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, a swinging door. All right. Well, I'll
You have to click on it.
I
Hover and
getcha.
click. Okay, it's open now.
Okay. Okay, open. Yeah.
Yep.
And just kind of have a little look around, and then I'll sort of
So move your token where you want to go.
let's say there. Oops, did that not register?
Well, I don't know what's going on with that door, but it didn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be cooperating.
There, I just opened it. So the male guests, the groomsmen, they're moving up to the doorway, and they're going to hold it. Actually, should have did that to begin with. Okay, Tanner.
So impolite.
Oh, I'm gonna make my way in there now.
Alrighty then. There you be. Scugmo.
I'll walk up there, and after you, gentlemen, I'll make sure the door gets closed so no nefarious types get in during the ceremony.
Hannah.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and sit in this row.
Mm-hmm.
Let me sit on the far end. I like being on the end, not in the middle. Okay, and that will end my turn.
Okay. Sterling.
Yeah, so have you described this room sort of as we come
Sure.
in, what we see?
So this is a beautiful made temple. It's got the old wood. There's marble on the floor. There are marble columns in here. It's very decorative. The theme seems to be like a blue silver type thing. You can see that the podium is dressed and ready to go for the wedding. There's some stained glass windows to the south that allow a little bit of natural light in. But for the most part, it's lit up by these candelabras and these like elaborate lanterns that are attached to the walls. And there's some kind of mosaic patterns on the marble on the floor.
And thus far, it's just the bridesmaids that are in there,
And the
sort of
groomsmen.
us.
Well, they're
Well, they're
getting
behind
ready.
us.
Yeah. And then there's two
All right, but
guards. Let me reveal them. 2 guardsmen. They are at the doorway. Okay. Anything else?
he just as he walks in, he sort of looks at the guards and gives them like a little, like a little, not
Acknowledgement.
exactly yeah, like not a salute, but kind of like, touches his forehead and puts a hand out to him like, "Hey there, fellas." And he continues on up, and he's going to go sit next to Hyena.
Okay.
So
Good enough.
yeah, say there.
Okay.
And he turns and gives her a big brilliant grin.
I smile back.
Hey, you done, Sterling? Okay.
Yep, there you go.
Okay. The groomsmen come in. And they're kind of sitting more towards the back. The guards pretty much stay put. And now it's back to Tanner.
So, looking around the room, seeing the mosaic, and all the decorations, um, can I tell what religion this particular cathedral church is
Mm-hmm.
venerated
So
for?
roll a religion check, please. Very easy to tell that they worship the god of Helm, the protector god.
Okay. I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna grab a seat. I'm gonna sit in the back row next to the groomsmen.
Okay. Pick your pick. Balin is to the south. He just kind of nods at you.
I'm gonna smile back at him and nod as well.
Skugmo.
Okay, let's see if I do this right. Walk up 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Click,
Open the door.
and then move in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna stand. Whoops. My bad.
Okay. Just move in.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna stand there, keep an eye on things.
Mm-hmm. Kiana.
Just sitting in my seat. There's not really anything to do once you're seated. So, yeah, pass my turn.
Okay. Sterling, I want you to roll a perception check in the dice tower, please.
All right.
Just very subtly in the distance, outside of the castle, you swore you heard the rumble of thunder. You can even kind of feel it through the chair. You look around maybe and not see anyone else reacting yet, but you might be very sensitive to that.
And well, I think it's in the distance then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The other thing I was going to ask was, aside from the entrance that we just came in, are there any other doors in this room, or?
Yes, there's one to the north. Two,
Okay.
actually.
And
Two side buildings.
I know that probably the head bridesmaid is possibly rather excited about the wedding, but what is the general demeanor in the room? Sort of joyful, like it might be for a wedding, or
sober, pretty much.
Interesting.
The only one who looks really excited is Sabrina, and the groomsman Adderson. Everyone else looks pretty normal.
All right, normal and not I don't know, huffy or ticked off, or
not yet.
Not yet. All right. Yep, he's just glancing around the room and sort of people watching, and can't keep the smile off his face. He's very excited to be here.
Okay. So, looks like Adderson is sitting by himself in the back. He whispers over, or he kind of goes, "Hey!" Says it to Balin. Balin! Balin's looking around Tanner, and he's like shaking his head like, no. Balin's like, no. Royal Guard looks at Skugmo and says, have a seat. We got this. Have a seat. The other guard across the way lifts up his poleaxe and says, you heard him. Okay, Tanner. You feel like a third wheel.
Well, hey, Balin, I think this guy over here's trying to get a hold of you. He's kind of like trying to talk to you. Would you like me to move so you can talk to him?
Oh, stay there.
All right, I will.
I don't want to talk to that guy. He's a lunatic. That's the prince's best friend. All right, Skugmo.
Well, normally I would go sit down, but you see, I'm sort of an adventurer type, and I took an arrow to the knee, so I can't really bend this right leg a whole lot. So it's much more comfortable if I stand. Is there any specific place I could stand?
He kind of nods. Go ahead and roll a persuasion. He acknowledges you and he says, go ahead and stand there. Hold on to that railing or the back of the chair.
Thank you kindly.
I don't want you falling. All right, so the women are getting excited. As the group of people at the wedding get ready, some of the people start sitting down and getting all settled like the rest of you. Now, Sophia doesn't actually have a NPC or a character, but she comes out after the prince. The prince arrives. He's in all his regalia. He's handsome. He's got all this nice looking medals and armor and weapons and such. But however, I'm going to do this. Honestly, he looks overdressed. and he looks like he hasn't picked up a sword in his life. So it's a little weird that he's dressed like that. The priest comes out, brings his book, and he's got this little portable podium that the queen and the prince help him set it up. And he stands before it, and it's right where that statue thing is, to the east. So they're all up there waiting for the bride to come out. And out of that doorway comes a small group of musicians. They mosey their way through the aisle, and they set up on either side of the podium there, where the statue is. And they begin to play the music for the bride. And she comes out in this formal white flowing gown. This thing has got to be about 30 feet long almost. And she's got a couple little girls holding the end of it so that it doesn't drag too much on the floor or get caught on things. And she goes up there to stand next to Balin and not Balin, but her new husband, Prince Humperdinck. They look very excited and happy, and the bridesmaids are happy, and what's his name heads up there to the front, Adderson, and they begin their ceremony. Now, anybody, if you have any question, player-wise, any questions before we start the wedding? The only thing noticeable other than just kind of the normal proceedings is the approaching sound of thunder.
Is there anything different about the portable podium that the priest and the prince set up?
Not really. It just looks like something that he can stand behind and set his books on and maybe even lean on it, like a little stand.
Okay.
It's just like a black box, basically. There's nothing really fancy about it. It's got the symbol of Helm on it, and then it's got like a flat top and like a little book stand on it. Looks like a portable, prayer thing. Portable prayer box, what we'll call it. Anybody else got any questions or comments?
There's not going to be any NPCs for the bride and groom?
Nope.
Okay. Theater of the mind, bride and groom.
That's right. It can be as beautiful or as hideous as you want.
I think the stone is not quality dwarven made.
He's worried about the stone, or she's worried about the stone.
Well, of course I am.
All right. So the ceremony begins. The priest opens up with a blessing, and he thanks everyone for attending. And now the vows. Humperdinck receives the ring from his best man, and the best man hands him a little bundle of lint. And the shock. Everyone's like, huh? No ring.
Oh, the plot thickens.
He's like shocked, like, this is his best friend, Adderson. He doesn't have the damn ring. And you hear Balin chuckle out loud. And some of the people scowl at Balin for doing that. But a little bit of a sideshow going on here with the no ring going on. So you can see Humperdinck walk over to him and whisper to him, The only one close enough is really Sterling, and probably, yeah, Sterling, you're about the only one who might have a shot at overhearing what's being said. But you're going to have to roll at disadvantage. So if you click the dis button and you roll perception, you'll be able to tell. Or if you want to do body language, like reading lips, that might even be better for you. I don't know. Whatever you think's best. Perception or insight.
Okay, let's see here.
But it's going to be at disadvantage because of the noise and stuff.
Yeah, they're both about the same. Let's try. I guess let's try body language to start with.
Okay.
I'll do perception. They're about the same.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So you're looking towards them, and you know that they're whispering, something to each other. It appears that from the body language given off by the prince that he's pretty upset. It looks like he wants to kick him, and he has his hand on the groomsman's shoulder, and it looks like he's about ready to throttle him. But other than that, you don't really know the words being said.
Okay, sure.
So the rest of you see this display going on. You're wondering, what the hell? Like, what's going on? So the wedding is held up for a moment. Finally, the priest comes over and says, anything will do. If anyone has a band or a ring that they can loan us for right now until we come down to the bottom of this so we can get this thing going. So finally, one of the girls removes one of their jewels and hands it to it's a nice ring, hands it to the groomsman, who seems to be very embarrassed, Adderson. He's sweating, and he looks like he's about ready to pass out. He takes the ring, he gives it to Humperdinck, and then he just kind of sits down. He feels like an idiot. And then the other girl sits next to him, and they're kind of getting out of the way. And then this other girl sits down as well, the other bridesmaids. So they're all seated now. Humperdinck and the priest and Sophia are up at the altar. The queen is sitting next to one of the bridesmaids on the north side. They're all kind of startled and stunned that ring is not there. So there's people looking around the room like, all right, who took the fucking ring? They have that look to them like, something's not right, or somebody stole it. They got that look. And of course they're looking at you guys because you're not as common as some of the other people here. So Hannah, what do you think about this latest
I had a question about thaumaturgy. If I use thaumaturgy to make it, a loud voice or something, does it come from me? It's my voice? Or can I make a voice that it doesn't look like I did it, somebody else did it?
I think you could pull off something.
Okay. I would like to use my thaumaturgy, and a voice booms out and says, all right, who stole the damn ring?
Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to roll to see the reaction here. Oh, my God. The whole church, including some of you, are compelled to laugh your asses off. Everybody in the church, in the temple, is laughing at that. It's like a wet fart at church. It's just one of those things where everyone hears it, they know it's wrong, but it's funnier than hell. So, Hannah, you can give yourself some inspiration for that.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yep. So everybody in the temple and the church are just busting up laughing over that. Even the
I have a question though.
Sure.
What's the other part of thaumaturgy? It says that you put this self on me for 1 minute. What exactly is that? Can
that's
I do
the duration.
Additional things?
Well,
but
that's
I can do additional things for up
sort
to
of,
10?
kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So you can't do another audio.
Okay. I see there are other things that I could do, though. So
Yeah,
yeah.
so it can't
Okay.
be auditory. Okay.
So Sterling sort of wipes a tear from his eye as he finishes laughing, and he says, "Oh, I'm sure it's just fallen out of a pocket and it's on the floor here somewhere." And he sort of stands up and starts looking around, not putting an eye to the floor or anything like that, but having a look about just in case.
Oh, jeez. Some of the people look happy you're doing it. Others look appalled. So it just depends on what side of the fence you're on in the church. My word. Okay, so that's basically what you're up to is you're searching, right?
Yeah, having a look around.
Okay, so I want you to make a perception check. You don't find anything valuable. However, you do find a small piece of candy.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
Yep. Someone probably dropped it when they were prepping for the festival. It doesn't look old or ABC. It looks, it looks very fairly new. It's got a couple rug fibers on it, but it ain't gonna hurt nothing.
I'll just pick it up, blow it off, and stick it in my pocket.
So you're able to look down and you feel you feel the rumbling getting closer. The thunder, which you had suspected earlier.
And he just sort of comments off the cuff, "Oh, I hope the weather's going to hold for the celebrations afterward."
Oh, there's people starting to get nervous now. Right after you say that, a couple people go up and look at the window, and they're like, "Oh, we might have to have the wedding inside, or the festivities, because they planned on having it out there in the courtyard." So it sounds like there's a little bit of a scuttlebutt about it. Like people were upset that that they can't do it outside like planned. They have to move it indoors, more than likely. Anything else, Sterling?
No, that's about it.
You guys are doing a great job crashing this wedding. Okay, so the guardsman's one of them goes to the door and he opens it up, and he looks inside and he's like, "Yep, looks like it's gonna rain." And everyone in there, well, most people are going, "Aw." Okay, Tanner. Approaching storm, lost ring, wedding pushed to the side, or pushed inside.
I'm gonna nudge Balin next to me and, well, that's downright embarrassing, ain't it? How'd the best friend of the prince lose the ring?
He says quietly to you. Skugmo, why don't you roll a perception? Because he's the groomsman, one of them, Balin, is whispering to Tanner, and you're right behind him. Okay, so both of you hear this. I think he spent it on whores. I really, literally believe that jackass took that ring and hawked it and spent it on whores before the wedding. Because he's been fretting all month. And I know that he's had that ring for at least 3 months. He's just saying that spitefully. You heard the word whore, but that's all you heard.
I'm shocked.
Sterling, roll perception. Yeah, you heard everything.
Sterling just kind of chuckles to himself. He finds this all very amusing.
Well,
All
I'm
right.
surprised you really don't like that feller, do you?
No, I've never have. We never saw eye to eye. We used to be best friends, the prince and I. But once he started coming around, that joke, it made things worse between us. So apparently, Adderson came later, and it just compounded the friendship or the lack of friendship that he was having with the prince. They were falling apart, but when Adderson came around, that kind of put the nail in the coffin with their friendship. Yeah, we used to do everything together. Not anymore. Skugmo.
So you would benefit if Adderson looked like a fool, wouldn't you?
He doesn't say anything.
No reaction on his face I can pick up?
Not really, but you can go ahead and roll an insight because you don't need to see his face to read his body language. Yeah, it looks a little suspicious that he's just sitting there and he's acting like he didn't hear you. And you know damn well he did. And Tanner, you pick up on this too.
In a loud voice, Balin just said he stole it from Adderson.
I
Oh,
cough.
oh shit. Can
Oh,
you
dear.
roll a what do you call that? A persuasion with advantage. Persuasion with advantage.
Would it be persuasion or not deception?
Well, he's kind of not lying, so he's trying to persuade everyone that he's not lying. So he's either way. The crowd kind of scoffs and they're all looking at him, and Balin's like squirming in his chair, like I didn't do it. It's what he's saying. So there's this murmur going on, and finally the priest says, "Let's move on with this."
However, it's my turn, and
Mhm.
I'm going to say that from the priest's podium, you start to hear these ominous whispers saying, "We're doomed. We're all doomed."
Everybody's freaking out in the pews and in the seats.
And I look around like, "What the heck?"
So right as you say that, I would like all of you to roll a perception, all of you, on the dice tower. So for a brief moment, you all get this weird vision, and it kind of catches you off guard. You feel a little bit weird, like, what? You don't know if it was an illusion or if the sign from the gods, or maybe you just didn't sleep well enough, whatever the hell the reason. This is kind of what flashes before your mind. I wouldn't say it's a dream, but it's like I don't know, like some sort of nightmare, actually. You have this flash, and you see like the dinner party, and it just has all this blood and stuff, and it's really disturbing. And it isn't just affecting the party; it's affecting everyone in the wedding. And as this thing rolls out, it right after her little shenanigans, the thunder and lightning reach the castle, and it starts pouring down rain outside. It's to the point where most of you can't hear each other because of the amount of rain that's dumping on the stonework and the windows. The guardsman comes in and shuts the door behind him. The wind is outside howling, And he says, well, doesn't look like we'll be outside today for the wedding. And everyone kind of looks shocked. They're not sure what to think. The priest, however, says, everybody relax, calm down. And he says, let's proceed with the wedding. And everyone kind of reluctantly turns to him, and they're kind of like murmuring to themselves. They seem kind of doubtful about this whole thing now. Looks like they're not comfortable to be here anymore. Most people. So they have all this guilt and anxiety and fear and all that stuff's coming up now. Even including from each one of you, you kind of have this weird feeling about this wedding now. It just, everything is going wrong, basically. So now we're going to get to the vows. So Humperdinck, looking very determined to get this wedding underway, grabs his wedding vows, stands up in front of everyone and says, I will marry her today, despite what's going on. And he kind of looks real like determined and pissed off, and I will say my vows and have my day. And everyone kind of turns to him like, okay, whatever you say. And he looks at his bride-to-be, Sophia. She's got tears rolling down her eyes. She looks very sad. And he says, clears his voice, kind of sighs, looks at everybody, looks at the stupid ring that he has, and he says, Sophia, I love you with my whole heart, with a passion that can't be expressed in words, only in kisses, glances, and years of adventure by your side. I promise to be your honest, faithful, and loving wife for the rest of my days. I pledge to honor you, love you, and cherish you as my friend and as my wife each and every day. Today I say I do, but to me that means I will. I will take your hand and stand by your side in the good and the bad. I dedicate myself to your happiness, your success, and your beautiful smile. I will love you forever, blah, 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 blah. So, as he's saying this, Balin coughs. He goes, bullshit. And everyone kind of looks at him like, well, how dare you? So he continues rambling on with this long, drawn out, whatever. Finally, it goes to Sophia. She looks really nervous, and she's like, she's kind of beside herself, but she says, my dearest husband, I choose you and promise to choose you as my husband every day that we wake. I will love you in word and deed. I will laugh with you, cry with you, scream with you, grow with you, and craft with you. To be your kin and your partner in all life's adventures is all I could hope for in the world. Loving what I know of you and trusting what I don't yet know, I give you my hand. I give you my love. I give you myself, the good, the bad, and the yet to come. And she goes on with her speech. And as they progress, the storm outside gets worse. The candles flicker for some reason, even though there's no breeze in there. They kind of, I don't know, maybe it's the atmospheric pressure. I'm not sure, but the lanterns kind of dim a little. It just seems a little ominous. Almost like there's bad luck or maybe just ill omen. It's hard to tell. But whatever it is, it seems like this wedding is a little bit of a sham, or maybe not meant to be, or maybe it's just bad timing. Whatever it is, you get a weird feeling about it. So once they do their vows, and they're getting ready to say I do, and I don't, and I do, and all that stuff, Balin stands up, and he produces the ring, and he says, yes, I do have the ring. And everyone goes, Like, they're shocked. Like, yeah, whatever. We know you have the ring. What do you got to say? And he's like, Sophia, I love you. I've loved you since we were little. I don't think you should marry Humperdinck. He's an evil and cruel man. And he goes into this tirade of how he shouldn't be in love with her, or she shouldn't love him, and all these
Can I
people
make a
are
quick reaction?
sure.
I'm going to throw some ball bearings at Balin's feet, see if I can trip him.
Okay, so he is commoner number 2. So what I want you to do is on your sheet, you should have if you change your display down below as combat and display as actions.
Yep.
You should have a saving throw. You need to throw that on or drag it to him, either on the combat tracker or his token. And we'll see if he makes his check or not. So all you have to do is drag the little effect. There you go. And he fails. Well, you did it to yourself, I guess. No, you did it right. Okay, so he falls to the ground. He is now prone. He drops the ring. It goes rolling somewhere on the marble floor. And he's sitting there struggling to get up. People are laughing, and the priest is trying to keep everyone calm. There's people getting ready to brawl, it looks like.
Did I by chance see where the ring rolled?
And by doing this, you kind of saved him from making a jackass out of himself. He was getting ready to probably get killed. So whether you meant to be malicious or not, he's on the ground, and it's kind of coughed the ring up and made it to where he's not going to get his head cut off. So in a way, you saved him. And he's still scrabbling on the ground. Yeah, for now. So he's had his due for the moment. Oh, so the priest closes the ceremony, and he says, "We will all meet in the great hall for the," and then everyone looks around like, "For the what?" "For the reception," because he had this whole like ritual planned out, but since everything's all screwed up, he's just saying, "Okay, you're married, yay! Go to the reception. Get the hell out of my temple." So he wants everybody out of this temple basically and over to the main hall. So we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break for real in real life, and I'm going to move everything over there, and you guys can go get some water and take a quick break. Be here at let's be here at 36 after, so that gives you a whole 10 minutes. And for the
Okay.
stream, anybody's watching, we will be back shortly. Okay, folks, we are back from our break, and we're going to go with part 2. So we kind of had a weird wedding, and a lot of the individuals that were partaking in that had a lot of strange events happen. Now we're taking it to where the reception is, which is in the Great Hall in the castle. We had a little bit of mix-up, some problems. We also had some strange things happen during the wedding, so now we're going to go to the reception where the dance is going to be performed and a little bit of entertainment, hopefully, and some food, and then we'll start getting into the adventure more. So, you guys leave the. I don't know if you guys have moved your map, but you guys are now in the northern chamber where your tokens are. There's a
The only
large
thing I can
hall.
see is my token, nothing else.
Well, you have
Just
to take
blackness.
possession of it. Actually, click on it, and it should. It should
There
claim
we
it.
go.
Yeah. So you're in this great hall. The 2 guardsmen are outside. The princess and the prince are getting ready to do their dance. The priest had just come out of the to the west, or excuse me, to the far east. There is a doorway, and that's where the food seems to be. And the priest comes out, and he looks really kind of pissed, and he gives Hannah kind of a dirty look.
And I give a dirty look right back.
Okay. And he's like, "The food will be ready soon. I just tried it. It is excellent." And, a lot of the people are excited about eating. The musicians are starting to play, and there are people on the dance floor getting ready to join the prince and the groom, or the princess. One thing, Sterling found a ring on the floor. I'm not announcing that to everyone, but just letting you know. So I need you to roll a perception, Sterling, and I'll tell you the results. Okay, so you got a good look at it. You have a pretty good idea of what your values of things are. And if this is the wedding ring, it's appalling. It can't be the wedding ring. You have no idea what this is. It's a ring, but it's certainly not valuable. It looks like something you'd get out of
made of gold or any other precious metal.
No, it looks like it maybe iron, and it looks like it was painted, and it looks like something a kid would have threw together, like something you get out of a bubblegum machine if there was such a thing back then. You're kind of shocked, like, this is the ring? This is what everyone's worried about? You're kind of shocked, like, what the hell?
Right. So Sterling will just kind of shrug and stick it in his pocket for the time being. You never know when
Yeah.
a worthless piece of junk might come in handy.
The priest's name is Father Broadix, and he comes out and he's looking real happy, and he says, 10 more minutes and food will be served. And you can see him licking his chops. He's been sampling the food. Apparently, he hasn't missed a meal in probably 10 years. A little bit portly.
Is there an official taste tester, or should we just trust that you've already checked for any poison in the food?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's good, but, if you want to come get in line, if you be first in line. And he's scowling. You guys notice that he's scowling at Hannah. They're both kind of, they kind of have this look like, what? Like they're not getting along, or something's going on here. Like Hannah is giving him a dirty look, and he's looking at her, and you guys, what the hell happened? So is anybody gonna get in line for the food?
Oh yeah, Sterling's really eager, so he's
Okay.
if the priest is first in line, he's right behind him.
Well, the priest is gonna serve you guys. He's gonna help serve you. The queen, the priest, and the I guess the groom and some of his groomsmen are gonna help the guests before they eat. So let's form a single file line with the next to the hall over to the far right. There's a doorway. Let me put the pointer. So that's where the door is for the
Right
banquet.
on top of my token.
Huh?
My token turned purple. It's got a purple circle around it.
I don't know why, because I drew a
it's the
line.
person. It's on Sterling. That's why.
Oh. I just drew a line over to the east, so I don't know what.
So it's just the priest and the groom's family that's serving everyone?
And some servants and whoever they can get to help.
Okay, I was just wondering if it's just the groom's family. Maybe there's something nefarious that they're going to be doing.
Huh. No, it's a mixture. Like you got the priest, you
Okay.
have the queen, you have the whoever made the food. And the only connection that you know of is that what's her name? The one that didn't like the one that likes Balin. She is related somehow to the cook. She's a niece or something. But other than that, you don't know of any other connections.
Okay. As before, I'll kind of wait, make sure I'm the last in line.
Okay. So if I
I'm
get
not
everyone
hungry, so I'm not joining the line.
Okay. Yeah, she's so pissed right now. She's probably like, ugh. She doesn't want any of that crap.
That's interesting.
Yeah. That Brodix guy's an asshole. He just, I don't know. I guess he must have said something to her. I don't know. But she's not very happy with him right now. Okay. So, let's get in line. So there's an arrow pointing into the banquet hall. So I don't know don't worry about how far you move. Just get into a line. Okay. Sterling, first in line.
Beaver.
There goes Tanner. And you could smell all kinds of stuff like meat and desserts and tea and coffee and this. Oh man,
Okay.
smorgasbord.
Actually, noticing Hiena standing back, I'm going to go over and talk to her.
Okay.
So I notice you're not going to be partaking in the lovely food that they're serving.
Lovely. It is a word for whoever made it. Maybe I don't feel it's lovely.
Is there any specific reason why you feel that? Do you think it's poisoned or something?
I'm just not hungry.
A dwarf not hungry.
Not hungry for that food.
Why don't you roll an insight check there, buddy, Skugmo? Okay, Shell, can you roll a persuasion check? Shell?
Yeah, sorry, it keeps dragging the
Okay.
thing.
All right.
I'm sure I'll do really well with my 8 persuasion.
Oh, okay. So, Skugmo, you notice there's a lot more to this than she's telling you. She's kind of blowing you off, but at the same time, you can tell that something's really bothering her.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on the food either. I think maybe the priest has done something to it. He blessed it or something. I'm not specifically a religious type. I don't mind people that are, but that's just not my thing.
So you kind of feel a little bit more comfortable with him, Hiena, if you want to tell him what happened. You don't have to, but you can tell him.
What happened is not relevant to the game. It's what you
It
told
is.
me.
It
No, it
is. It's
isn't.
part of
It's
it.
what you told me. I'm not going to discuss it.
Okay. Well, it's part of the game, so if you can't role play it, then don't.
No, I'm not going to role play something that I said I wasn't doing, and then you gave me some kind of reaction anyway when I didn't even do it.
Okay. Well, there is a problem that they had between her and the priest. She doesn't want to talk about it. So that's basically about the gist of what you get out of that.
Okay, I respect your opinion. You keep to yourself. You stout dwarves are stronger than most.
Stubborn, yeah. Okay. Anybody else gonna get in line?
I'll move up a little bit, but not too close.
All right.
There we go.
Sterling's trying to peer into the next room, into the banquet hall, but he's also looking back over his shoulder to see if the bridesmaids want to come up and sort of get in front of him in line. He's realized he might be a bit rude, but he's quite eager.
Well, they are indeed lining up.
So he sort of steps aside and says, "After you, ladies."
Yeah, none of the men are gonna do that to you. But we're gonna go ahead and go in. So if you want to eat, go ahead and go into the banquet hall. Are you able to move your token?
Yeah, he was just waiting for the women to go if they wanted to. The ones
Yeah,
that
you can
seemed...
go in. So Tanner, are you going in?
Yep. It just my token moved randomly for some
Okay.
reason.
Sorry about that. It's that those doors. I don't know if I like those. Yeah, you can't go through them if they're not opened. Anyhow,
Do these doors automatically close? Because I was
it
gonna
looks
try to
like it.
walk up and stand in the doorway, keep an eye on what's going on in the feast hall, and then keep another eye on Hiena, see how she's doing.
Yeah, she's sitting there moping. She's mad.
Sterling makes a point to sort of walk up to the quiet bridesmaid Vansy, was it? And
Yeah,
he says,
Vanjie.
"So I hear you have connections to the cook. Is he worth his salt?"
She looks at you and kind of chuckles. You got a good sense of humor, little guy. Yeah, he's my uncle. On my father's side. You notice that she's been eyeballing Balin most of the night.
So a decent cook, you say?
Yeah, he's been around. I mean, he used to cook for all kinds of different people. He's cooked for the king when he was around, and he's done a lot of like birthday parties and banquets. That's kind of why I go to these now. I kind of go to support him, and I like to be amongst his food and the people that are involved with the parties and such. But I'm kind of burned out on it, to be honest. I'm only doing it out of respect for him.
And Sterling kind of glances up at her and grins and says, well, at least one of the company ain't bad, hey? And kind of gives her a little elbow, a little nudge.
She flushes. She feels like she's a little bit embarrassed, like you caught her. And she kind of like looks away, like tries to pretend like she's not looking at him. And she goes, "So what do you want?"
Well, you know, roast chicken, roast duck, roast goose, anything that's in here.
Okay,
He
so
nonchalantly.
if I leave you alone, what if I put you in front of the line? If you could just
Okay.
leave me alone after that, and
Oh,
just pretend like we never talked.
oh, pardon me, I didn't mean any offense to you. And he does a bow.
Uh-huh.
And he says, if you need any help, or if you want to get a good seat, if you get my meaning, I'd certainly give you a hand. And he
Okay.
moves a bit closer to the tables to peruse the food very casually, like
Yeah,
nothing's happened.
she's bringing you over to the food. So that's her standing over by the table. So she says, "You're just gonna have to fit in with the rest because they're gonna, they're gonna think that you're cutting in line, but I'm gonna make it look like you're here to help. So it's gonna look like initially like you're gonna be helping the serving, but really you're just gonna be serving yourself and gonna go to sit down. No one will notice."
Oh, very crafty. I like it.
Yeah. So she says, "Now I don't have anything against you. I just don't know what your motive is here. So whatever it is, I don't want any part of it."
I have no idea what you mean. I'm just here for the food, for the celebration, and the drink. Oh, the drink.
She kind of snickers and saunters away, like, "Okay, there's your food. Leave me alone." Uh, the kind of the older one, the cousin, uh, she goes out to go talk to Hyena. She says, "Why, hello, you're out here all by yourself. Well, you got these guys out here with you.
Yep.
So, are you going to come eat with us?"
Not gonna come and eat, but I may come in the room.
"Well, come on over. There's going to be music, and we're just going to check things out, and I'm sure there's going to be quite some fun action going on. Supposedly, we're going to have a fire eater, and they're going to start our food for us." Hey. So she's trying to keep up with you. Kind of quick for a dwarf. And she says, "Pardon me," to Skugmo. Yeah, that's annoying with the doors.
Oh, is that what's keeping me from going in?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, now it's open. Oh wow, everybody's right in the front here.
yeah, there you go. Can you see?
I'll go over here.
Okay. So she's in the corner with her arms full, like, And Shell, you can see Father Broddick's feeding, but he looks like he's eating more than he's serving.
Typical.
Like he's sticking his
Is
fingers
he
in
a
the food.
human?
Yes.
Yeah, typical.
And he's a prick. He obviously, yeah. He's one of those, yeah. My church is better than your church. All right, everyone dig in. So if you guys want to position yourselves anywhere inside the vicinity of the banquet hall, there's music.
I'm sitting on this, like, what is this, a chest or something? I hope I'm
Yeah,
not sitting on a table.
it's a chest.
Yeah,
Perfect height.
I'll climb up and sit on this chest.
Okay, anybody else want to go sit somewhere or move somewhere?
Yeah, I'm going to take up opposite side of
Okay.
Vienna.
Okay.
We kind of plop on this little chair up here. Having tried to take portions that the priest isn't sticking his hands into.
Yeah, he seems to be very, very intent on
The entire thing by himself.
probably.
Probably looks like Friar Tuck or something.
He does. He's an asshole. I mean, he's fat human. He thinks with his stomach before his brains.
Do all the this people that are celebrating still look somewhat nervous after the
A little bit,
what's
but they're trying to forget. It looks like they're just trying to eat and kind of move on. You're kind of still weirded out about the ring. That's kind of weird. The food looks delicious. Smells great. There's all kinds of stuff like turkey and fish and meat and cheeses and fruits from all over the realms. And there's like shish kebabs with exotic meats from other countries and other regions. There's just about anything you can think of here. The only thing you don't see here is some dwarven spirits. And then there's a bunch of elven wine, and there's some brandy, and just all kinds of really good high quality liquor. But there isn't too much dwarven ale or dwarven spirits. But the tables look dwarven made, kinda. But they're wood.
Made of wood.
Yeah, it's just kind of wood. All right, so everybody's kind of reveling around and eating and such. Okay, so after about a half an hour, the priest disappears. He goes to a back room, or he retires for a little bit. And he's like, "Oh, I'm getting really tired. I want to go chill out for a bit before the end of the night, and then I'll come out and say goodbye to everybody." So he said he'll try to come back in a couple hours, and it's going to go rest and clean up the temple and kind of undesecrate it. He feels like I don't know. He makes a big deal out of how he feels like he was disrespected, and he's going through all these tirades, and every time he says that, he looks at Hiena.
And I look back at him.
He kind of like.
I give him the eye.
Uh-oh. So you guys can, in the group, your party, you guys can see there's some kind of malcontent going on there. You're not sure what it is. Rivalry or something. So the priest takes off, and he's the first one gone. And then the queen, she's sitting at one of the red chairs next to her son, and then Sophia is sitting next to him, and so on and so forth. The queen gets up. She says, "Excuse me, I'm not feeling too well. I'm a little tired, and I can't handle all this food, and the smell is kind of making me nauseous. I need to go lay down." So you heard that, Sterling. So she excused herself. And as the evening goes on in this banquet hall, within an hour, it starts to thin out. A couple of the bridesmaids leave, and there's supposed to be one more final dance and a show, like a play or something, to entertain the guests. And it looks like a lot of people are kind of burned out from the wedding, or they're leaving. Even the groomsmen are kind of like, eh. They're kind of milling about. They just look like, I don't know. They look really like, I don't know. Something's going on here. They look like they're, you know, not feeling so great. It's basically the gist of it. And before you
When,
know it, huh?
when the queen left, which door did she go out?
Let's see. Well, she had to go out this. There's a back door that's facing east, next to the
Okay,
hearth there.
so kind of followed the priest.
Yep.
I'm going to try to stealthily make my way through that door.
Okay. So go ahead and move over to the doorway. And I want you to roll a stealth check. I don't care how far you move, but you need to roll a stealth check. Okay. And what would you like to do since you're there?
Just quickly take a look around the room, make sure no one saw me, and open the door and slip through.
Okay. So I need you to do a sleight of hand check because you test the door and it's locked.
The queen locked it behind her.
You put
Help,
your
we're locked in
you
here.
put your pick in there, and it is a son of a gun, but you managed to get it unlocked. So the door actually doesn't really go anywhere in real life. It's just a doorway that she went out.
Okay.
But there's a hall that it goes down. And in the hallway, you can see little piles of barf. And you're starting to notice inside the banquet hall that a lot of people are starting to get sick. And they're making their way to either that door. The only one who went through there is the queen and the priest. Everyone else went out the other way. And on the western side of the dance floor or the main hall is the bathrooms, the public bathrooms. And that's where all the guests are going. So you can see these lines of people heading out. Well, not lines, but every so often you'll see someone leave and they don't come
Yeah.
back.
Hey guys, I think there's something wrong with the food. Not to mention the queen locked this door as she went out. Why would she do that?
Huh. Good question.
When he says that, Sterling drops his fork in disgust.
Oh shit. So
Is he,
whoever ate, I need you to roll a, God, I want to say a Constitution save. And you can roll it in the open.
That's not particularly great.
Okay. Tanner?
Oops, I did a check instead of a save.
All right, Tanner, you're kind of feeling a little bit icky. I mean, you don't
I'm not feeling so good.
Yeah, you're kind of sweating a little bit, and you feel like you need to use that toilet any minute now. You don't feel like throwing up. You feel like the other problem.
Y'all gonna have to excuse me. I'm gonna have to find a restroom.
You kind of get up and you're looking around, and you notice a lot of people are starting to turn up missing. You don't see the same amount of people in here. It's like they're thinning out. And not too long, like within an hour, there's people that are thinned out. Anyone else partake of that food? No? Okay.
I think just us two.
Are the
think
bride
so.
and groom still in here?
No. They appear to have gone through that door with the queen. And they're supposed to return. Everyone's supposed to, after dinner, everyone's supposed to take a little break and then meet back up in the main hall. But right now, it looks like people are feeling sick, and there's a lineup heading out to the bathroom. I mean, there's people coming and going to that bathroom. And the bathroom is on the west side of the building of the Great Hall.
I'm going to take a quick look at the tables and see if I can guesstimate a value on the tableware.
Okay, you mean the table itself or all the food and such?
No, look at the silverware and see if
Oh.
it's worth stealing or not.
Okay. Go ahead and do a perception. Yeah, you might be able to get a little bit of coin for it, maybe some silver for silver. It's not bad. It's worth stealing, but you'd have to steal quite a bit of it to become wealthy. There's quite a bit of it out.
Well, steal a couple things over time. That gets you where you're wanting to go.
Yep.
I'm going to come up and not take an entire place setting, but steal like a utensil from one from each of the settings in the head table.
Okay, so I'd like you to roll a sleight of hand. So I'm just assuming you're walking up and kind of putting it up your sleeve or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're able to go around successfully and kind of lift up, spoons and forks and knives as you're going to each table. Like you're visiting and you're acting like you're talking to people, and you're also pretending like you're serving yourself. And you notice lots of people are getting sick. So you're kind of like, what the hell? Sterling, even though you don't feel like throwing up or anything, your stomach is still bothering you. You've got like cramps and you just feel ill, kind of sick to your stomach.
Sort of picks up his cup and eyes the brandy, wondering if that's had something to do with it.
Not everyone drank brandy, so it may not be that.
Wedding party still here, like the bridesmaids and groomsmen and stuff. You said the couple was gone.
Yeah, they left a little early on. They were like one of the first to leave, other than the queen. They left, and then now the groomsmen are gone. The bridesmaids are gone now, and now the majority of the people that are in there are starting to leave. The regulars. And then there's people throwing up every now and then. And nobody's seen the priest in a while, and he hasn't returned either, so.
Good riddance. Now, did Tanner go to the restroom? I wanted to know, because I don't see that his token is.
No, he's thinking about it. He just.
Oh, okay, because he said he was sick, and I'm close enough to hear him say that.
Yeah, he's looking.
Say that he needed to use the restroom.
Yeah, he's looking to see where it is, and he sees people heading that direction. So.
You said it looks like.
Say I'm moving, so.
You said it looks like the tables were dwarven made.
Yeah, I mean they're not, but they're constructed kind of like a dwarf would make them, except for they're not. They're wood. They would be stone.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not wood. I mean, they're not stone.
How much do I know the followers of Helm? Would they have anything to do with dwarven slavery?
Not really. I think they would have more to do with just being rivals, because their gods are very similar, especially to Helm.
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to figure things out. Hiena's pretty upset at the priest, and this would not seem like a place to have dwarven-made furniture or dwarvish-style furniture.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to infer your own formula here is what's going on. I get it. Well, without her telling you what happened, I mean, there's really no way of knowing.
Didn't have anything to do with furniture. I would like to, if any of our party ends up going towards the restroom, I would like to follow. I'm not going to go in the restroom, but I'm going to wait outside because I'm concerned if they're
Mhm.
sick and want to make sure that everybody's okay if they do go in the restroom.
All right. So, Tanner, do you want to go to the
Yep,
head?
I am going to grab my stomach and gingerly walk my way to the restrooms, not running, not rushing, just very carefully because we don't want any accident.
No. Go
You're
ahead
not
and.
wearing you're not wearing heavy plate that would take a long time to get off, are you?
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna
What?
move your token all the way over next to the bathroom,
Okay.
and we're gonna say that you and Hannah.
Well,
Okay,
I
I
was
see.
gonna say since Sterling, since Skugma's observations and Sterling's not feeling the best, and he's finally noticed just how many people have cleared out of this place. Um, he's gonna sort of head off in that direction to see what's going on too. Likes a bit of gossip.
Yes, Skugmo's heading out. The rest of the party's leaving. I'm mildly concerned about my friends.
I'm in the hallway, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to tell.
Yes, you guys are in the hallway.
So where the color changes, that's like the separate
It's a
room?
step.
Oh, it's a step. Okay.
Just to clarify, the hallway I'm in is still the hallway. The bathroom's at the end of the hall?
The bathroom's actually to the north, but we're gonna have it. There's no door that goes into it, so we'll just have to pretend there's a door.
Yeah, because I didn't come here to spy on people using the restroom.
So right about where Tanner is where the doorway is.
Yeah, so I'll wait and make sure that he comes out in a sort of reasonable time.
I can't really see where they are because are we up on top of a step or
Is
something?
there a door there again?
Well, you can't. You should take possession of your token. It's all the way on the west side of the map. You're gonna have to drag or move the map over.
Oh, that's a guard that's standing outside here. I was wondering who was there.
Are they standing north of us? Because I see kind of shadowy stuff, but I can't see anything sort of north of where I'm standing.
Yeah, there's a wall there,
Oh,
and
are we? So I'm outside of the toilets then, or
yeah, you're right outside.
right? So Sterling's just anybody who's coming out, he's kind of questioning them, and he says uh not feeling so well. What did you have and how much of it?
You're not hearing anybody coming out of the bathrooms or seeing anybody.
Oh,
Tanner's getting ready to go in. So Tanner, do you want to go in or?
Yep. Well, nature's calling, so we're gonna have to go in there and we're gonna have to
All right,
do
take
the
care of
business.
business. Yep. So I'd like all of you to re-roll your initiatives, please. That way we can get a new order.
wow, that was abysmal.
Not as bad as a 1.
Oh yeah, not as bad as that. No.
All right, Skugmo. So you guys have all ended up in this area. It's kind of like the back end of the castle there. There's a bathhouse to the south. There is a storage room straight ahead. And then to the north, there is a restroom type area. And you don't
Big
see a whole
pit
lot
in
of
the
people.
floor to go in.
Well, that pit is actually a waterway. So that
I
it's
was making that up. I can't see anything. I just see the
right.
darkness.
Right, but it's an actual like when you clean like if the bathtub or anything gets messed up, there's a grate that goes through there, and basically you sweep and mop everything into it, and then it goes down. There's a grate and there's some things in there to drain the water. So that's why there's a little canal cut through there.
Okay, I'm having the same problems that Sterling is with the map, not being able to see a lot. I'm going to drag my token. This is not a move. I'm
that's
just
fine.
getting her. Is that the direction of the bathroom?
That is no. That the direction of the bathroom is where Tanner is. Can you see Tanner?
I
No, we
cannot
can't.
see Tanner.
I
No.
can see Skugmo, and that's it.
We're
Okay.
way on the western map.
How about now?
Ah, that's better.
Ah, you
Yes,
guys are in the
now we're
darkness
here.
down there. No wonder we couldn't
Yeah.
see you.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just do that. It's something to do with the way I have the map laid out. The line of sight is jacked up there. All right. So the bathroom's to the north. There's a doorway right where Tanner is. So Tanner,
I'm just gonna chill out here and see what's going on. I kind of mentioned that. Why is no one coming out of the bathrooms?
yeah, is this Skugbo or who's this saying?
Skugmo.
Yeah. Well, Skugbo just rolls up and he says that. He's first in the list there. And he's like, what is going on here?
Well, we're about to find out what's going on in there because I gotta go.
And you rolled so bad.
So,
Gotta wait.
yeah, keep rolling. Now go ahead and let's see. Sterling, you get an action or something, say something before anything else.
Yeah, he said in the chat there, where is everyone? Is there anyone even milling about sort of in that
No.
great hall we walked through, or
No,
and there's
but
nobody
you can
coming out of the
see
toilet?
no, but you can see puddles of barfs right around the doorway there where Tanner's standing. Like people spit up and
Yeah, I do think there's been a rather wide case of poisoning here. If you didn't partake, that was probably the safe thing. And yeah, he doesn't feel the urge yet, so he's gonna
Yeah.
hang back for a second.
All right. Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah's gonna wait here. I'm gonna wait, and if you guys are gonna go in the restroom, I'm gonna wait and make sure that you come out okay.
All right.
Come
Make
out
sure
the door okay.
is everything coming out okay in there? All right, Tanner.
We're gonna go in the door and find a place to do our business.
All right. So you grab the door and it's locked.
Oh, now that just ain't right.
It is locked. It is plumb stuck.
I'm gonna shake the door and see if it knock on the door. Hello? Anybody in there? Come on, we gotta go.
You don't hear anybody or see anything other than the little bits of puke that's on the floor. And it's making you nauseous because you can smell it. Smells like brandy and food.
Why don't you let me get that door for you?
I will gladly let you get this door for me because I gotta go.
All right, so go ahead and do sleight of hand if you want to try to help him do it without breaking it down. Okay, so you stick your picks in there and it breaks off. You broke your pick set.
Well, hell, someone knock it down or set it on fire.
You have a crowbar. Does someone have a crowbar?
I was gonna say, it has it jammed the door lock then, so there's not a second chance to pick it, or
Nope.
Yeah, I've got a crowbar.
All right, so you get advantage with the crowbar. It should have a button on there. If you have your sheet set to combat and display as...
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So you click that, and then go ahead and make a athletics or strength check.
Okay,
Either
you said
one.
do advantage.
Well, if you click on that button, it should give you advantage. at least temporarily.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And now it says advantage on strength check action. So you're going to have to do a strength check.
Can I give him a help?
You won't need to because it's already advantage.
Okay.
But that's a good idea if you didn't have it.
I don't need to do this in the tower because I'm going to know whether I
Yeah,
get it or not, right?
Exactly.
Well, did anyway.
Well, you managed to force it, snap the wood and the iron shod or whatever that's keeping bandit together. You're able to pop that, and this door comes kind of falling inward towards you. It falls down with a big smash, and you look inside, and I don't know how to describe this to you, but there is manure, urine, vomit, and God knows, and blood all over this thing. It looks ungodly. There are smashed benches, a whole bunch of holes in the floor where you imagine there may have been toilets, which are the benches.
Someone put the door back up.
You have never seen anything like it. It's like someone had a nuclear turd go off in here, and it stinks to high heaven. Everything you can think of that's gone wrong in here has. It looks like, if I don't know, you'd have to investigate. That's all I can tell you. It's bad. It's really bad. It's like being in the worst men's bathroom from New York to L.A.
Whoever's got the highest investigation should go in there.
That's just wrong.
It is really wrong. It's
Oh,
ooh.
I might just do it in my pants. That's just wrong.
It has to happen. It scared you so bad that you think it went back up inside you. You're like, no more of that. I don't have to go anymore. It scared the Jesus.
You know, if we had a mage here, we could have done prestidigitation, maybe, and clean. I definitely would clean the whole room, but
Yeah.
Can't you ask your god for a favor or something? Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, this is a holy hell here.
Sterling just says, "Is there anybody in there?"
Ooh,
I mean, you could smell this stuff wafting out of the door.
Okay, he holds his nose and says, "Is there anybody in there?"
Not that you could see, but Tanner, you did see some blood mixed in with all that other stuff.
I don't see any people, but I sure do see some blood.
And we watched people go in, right?
Well, you didn't watch them per se, but you imagine that they did because there's, footprints and, people treading through the barf and stuff. There's people who were in and out of here not long ago.
Are there any like vomit trails leading off elsewhere, indicating that they could have gone somewhere besides in this?
It looks like they all kind of.
Bathroom?
It looks like they all kind of made their way back here at some point. So it looks like people were milling about waiting their turn, and then they finally got in or something. But whatever it is, it's nasty.
Since Hannah has like resist poison, maybe she would be a little less affected by the smell. Maybe I would like to know, at the end of the hall there seems to be a closed door. Does it look like maybe some people that left here went to the west?
Maybe.
I would like to investigate that and see if there's any footprints heading that way, or blood or anything heading toward the west.
Sure.
Or another bathroom.
Or somewhere you could go that would count as one.
Did you want an investigation?
Yes, I do. Okay. So what you can tell is you can see footprints coming and going from that direction. And if you walked over there and looked, it looks like the door is locked. And it looks like people tried the door and then they went back.
A locked door. We seem to have some people in the party that might be able to unlock the door.
Well, I got my crowbar. We can open it that way too.
Oh, let me have a go at it before we go breaking more things down. So Sterling will go over and he'll have a pick at it, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, because didn't Scugmo break his
Yep.
lock?
Yep.
Yeah.
So she goes up to the door and picks at it and is able to successfully unlock it.
So I guess I'll.
It should be open now.
Yeah, I guess I'll like just take it off its latch and push it open to see what's in there.
All right. So you kind of peek in there. It looks like a storage area. There's a bunch of barrels and crates. Thinking
No
maybe the
exit.
food.
No
maybe
exit out of it other than this door.
Yeah, that's correct. It looks like maybe the food was stored in there.
Well, I might take a step in and just have a look around to see if there's anything sort of suspicious. Maybe something adulterated the food while it was sitting in here waiting to be prepared, or.
Well, you step in and you can see a little chest, but it looks like it was made to be a bench. And then there's a set of stairs that goes down deeper into the storage area. That's where like all the wine is. It's a step down, basically, or a couple steps down, maybe 5-10 feet down. And there's a wine cellar like rack, and there's a bunch of cheese, and there's a desk. And on the desk is a vial and a piece of paper.
He says, sort of calls back to everybody else that's still out in the hallway and says, sort of relays this information, says, I don't see any people in here, but I do see a vial and maybe some sort of note or recipe or something.
I have a question. Could I use my lesser restoration on Tanner and make him feel better so that he doesn't feel like he has to use the restroom or throw up or anything?
Honestly, I would say no in most cases, but being that you're willing to use up your spell slot to do it,
Sure.
yeah,
Well, he's the only one that's feeling bad, and I don't want anybody feeling
okay,
bad in our party.
yeah,
So
you could.
I walk over to him and I cast my lesser restoration to cure poison if that's what's causing him
Right,
to feel unwell, and
perfect.
it's instantaneous.
All right, so you all of a sudden feel better, and Lady Shell checks off one of her spell slots,
I do.
and you definitely feel a lot better. Like all of a sudden, like she just comes over and blesses you, and you're like, "Damn, I feel a lot better." You still have to go, but it's not as urgent.
Thank you very much. Oh, I feel so much better now. Oh.
You're very welcome.
So you don't feel as bad, but Sterling has found an interesting clue, and it looks like
he just sort of makes his way in and goes over to this desk and has a look. Doesn't immediately touch it, but sort of leans over to examine this vial and this piece of paper that's sitting there.
Okay, so see if you can move through there. Yeah.
I think I hit open on this door. It just doesn't want to
Go ahead and
pick
go
the
through.
right state, I guess.
No. All right. So you're in there now. I just moved you manually through the door. That's annoying.
I
That's fine.
don't like her being in there by herself, so I'm going to go in and follow her in there.
Okay. Go ahead and move your token over there. Okay. So she's going over to down to the cellar, which is just down these stairs. It's just a partial flight of stairs. And there's the desk there with all the cheese and some of the food that was being served at the dinner party.
And this vial's on there with all the cheese.
Yep, and it looks like a long, tall, skinny bottle, and it's black, and there's no markings on it. You take a sniff of it, and it kind of has a chemical smell to it. You look at the piece of paper, and it looks like whoever used the bottle used it as a paperweight. The note says, "Make sure this gets." It says something like, "Make sure this gets evenly distributed," and that's all it says. And then there's a signature on there, but you can't make it out. It's like a scribble.
And Sterling turns around and sees Skugmo behind him and says, I can't be 100% certain, but this may have had something to do with what's afflicting the party here.
I knew something was wrong. Humperdinck was looking a little too dressed up.
I'd like to go look at that note. Or I'm assuming it's a note. Do I know that it was a note from out here? Maybe not.
Well, even regardless,
Hey
you can
guys,
look
come
at
on
it.
in.
Gonna move into the room as well.
I would like to look at that note because I have a suspicion it was the priest. Whether or not it was, I still think it's the priest. I think yes, that's his handwriting.
It's him. It is.
Sterling,
go ahead,
Sterling
Sterling.
steps aside and gestures at the table like, help yourself.
So you guys,
which table is it? At the table
or
in
the
front of me, or
cheese?
the one in the box in the
It's
corner?
the one down the stairs.
I have
It's
to go
the cheese.
In. Oh, I'm in the. I didn't go far enough. Is there another door here?
No.
Okay, I need to move my map. Oh, there we go. Oh, I see the cheese. Okay.
Cheese.
Yeah, I didn't go far enough. Okay. I take a peek at this letter. See if I can read the handwriting.
It's
or
written
see
in
if I can make
common.
it out.
It says
It's written in common. Okay.
Yep. It says
Yeah.
make sure that this is evenly distributed, and it does. There's no other thing other than the little scribbly name on the bottom. So you're not sure who signed it.
I think whoever signed it is pretty stupid to put their name on something like that. That's got to be the priest. That's what I got to say.
Sterling's moving into the wine and spirits area and just looking them over to make sure nothing's happened to all the precious drinks. See if he can determine if those were poisoned as well.
It doesn't appear like anything was tampered with other than the food. It's much harder to tamper the wine because once it's opened, they know it's open, so that would be suspicious. But food, on the other hand, is prepared, so your guess is that not so much the liquor, it was the God, nobody would do that to their liquor. It's that food. It's got to be that food.
Wouldn't have done it to their liquor.
Hell no. This is blasphemy here. Somebody had it out for somebody, and they must have.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Finish what you were saying.
Oh, so they must have had a problem with the wedding or something.
If I did an Arcana check, could I tell what was in the metal bottle or whatever, the thing that had like a metallic thing? Okay, I'll try that.
You're not sure exactly what was in it, but whatever it was a little bit acidic. And it pretty much colorless, so whatever it was pretty unnoticeable.
Whatever was put inside the food was colorless, and it's hard to tell what it was. But I mean, why would anybody put anything in the food unless they were tampering with it in an evil way, like the priest?
Yeah, I'm going to yell through the door, hey, guard, come in here. We think we have a problem.
Okay, so you get their attention.
I move away from the note.
They come into the doorway. They have no problem with the door.
course not. They live here.
They look at you and go, my God, we need to let the queen know. Something's wrong. Somebody's trying to kill the prince.
I may have just saved everyone. I should get a reward.
They look extremely befuddled. They're almost look incompetent, but one of them runs out and says he's going to go warn the queen. The other one said,
I hand the note to the other one and say, "Here, do you recognize this signature on here? I think it looks like the priest's signature."
He looks really worried, like, oh my God. It's like he's kind of believing what you're saying.
Out of character, people probably think I'm crazy about this because I'm blaming the priest for everything, but that's
just
you know.
you. Yeah. She's got a grudge. She's not letting it go. All right. So those two take off to go warn the queen and the people in the castle. You can hear them say, "My lady, the queen. We must warn the queen." It's too late. Everyone's already eaten, you idiots. But anyways, they're on their way to go help you guys warn everybody. And one of them said they'd come back later to check on you guys. So they're kind of on their way out. But they're gonna come back for reinforcements. And God, what is that smell? They smell the restroom as they run by. Probably one of them peeks in. What's going on here?
Well,
I'm going to look around this room real quick, see if there's anything of value or anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, so roll a perception. Okay, you see the only thing that's strange here is like this hook type thing. And it looks like a meat hook, but it's not exactly a meat hook. It's some sort of tool. You've never seen anything like it. It's made of iron. It's pretty heavy. It's reinforced. It is dwarven made. Huh?
How large is it?
It's like a crowbar size, but it's like a wedge. And it's something that you hold that you would use to pry or open something up with. Maybe they use it to open the barrels. You're not sure, but that's about the only thing that's weird in this area. Everything else is food. And
I ask everyone else if they know what this might be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with my smith's tools, would I be able, because I'm used to working with metal and stuff, would I be able to tell?
Yeah.
Okay. Smith's tools is not on my.
It's okay. You do just look at it and tell.
Okay.
You can make a wisdom check or whatever.
Wisdom?
It's
okay.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I mean, the only way you're gonna fail this is if you roll a 1.
Oh, hopefully I don't do that.
Well, you rolled a 3. No. Well, anyways, you recognize that it's some sort of device for opening up a grate.
A grate? Oh.
So
that
it's a
reminds
grate.
Me.
It's
Wasn't
the grate.
There a grate in that bathroom?
The grate ungrater.
I would like to go in that horrible room, and I'm gonna say that because of my resistance to poison, that the smell doesn't bother me as much as maybe it does the others.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna poke around in there. Well, not actually poke, but like look and see if there looks like there's. I believe you said there was a grate in the floor, and I want to see if it looks like this has been opened, or if there's any.
Yeah, it's right inside that doorway that y'all couldn't get in. You couldn't stand being in. Where the restroom is.
Do you want me to move my character over there? And
yes.
Just, okay.
Just move it.
And while she's doing that, are there any grates in this room that it could have been used on since it was found?
Nothing in the open.
Tanner's going to follow Hiena and see what else she can find.
Okay.
And likewise.
All right.
Yeah, I think I will too.
So what kind of check did you want me to do for this investigation again? Or
Yes. So it's really bad in here, guys. Okay, so as you get closer to the grate, you notice a larger concentration of blood. And actually, the grating is missing.
so it's been opened, and maybe we could crawl down there like we would want to, but I mean,
It's a manhole type thing, and
it seems like something.
and
I
you could
think that's
see
the
that.
way we have to go, even though we may not
Well,
like the
here's the
smell
thing
or
with your
anything.
investigation.
Yes.
There's hair and little bits of clothing around the edge of that grating.
Does it look like the clothing of anyone in the wedding
Yes.
party?
Yes.
Which wedding party
So it looks
person
like
could...
someone went down in there and they scraped themselves along the way, along the edge, because the grating is not perfect. You know, it's kind of jagged.
Right, it's gonna
and it's like a well kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it
Is
so
it is it the bridesmaids and groomsmen's type material from their outfits?
yeah,
or is
there's
it
a
just
lot
kind
of different things, and
general
you could
guests?
general guess, but there's a little of that too, and you could see there's a dagger on the floor underneath a bunch of poop, and there's just you could see splatters of blood and all kinds of fecal matter all over the place, and there's like hair and blood and little bits of clothing, and looks like someone got pulled down into that storm drain. Huh?
Is there any noise coming from the drain?
Just like a plopping sound, like a dripping sound.
Is there any kind of like handholds in the wall so that you could like go descend without like falling straight down?
Well,
Or
the only way you're gonna know is either to get lowered in there or to stick your head down there.
wrap a rope around me, dump me down there. I need to see this.
You guys gonna do that?
I'm light.
Heck yeah, she's a dwarf. She likes underground stuff better her than me.
I do like
Yeah, I
underground
mean,
stuff.
if she's volunteering to do so, let's let her do it.
All right, so someone roll a survival check and tie that rope around her, and then the three of you are gonna. It's gonna take the three of you to hold her.
I'm not that heavy.
But you're solid.
I am.
And lower her down a bit. She's gonna take her torches or whatever she has and look.
I'll cast a light spell.
Okay.
On my shield.
Okay. So she casts a light spell, and you guys secure her to the rope. Now I want all three of you to make strength checks in the dice tower.
Don't drop me.
So on the front of your sheet there, you should be able to just roll a strength check and just drop in the dice tower.
Probably won't be a whole lot of help.
Well, it looks good enough to me. So you guys are able to successfully lower her down, and Hannah is, lo and behold, it's kind of a natural, somewhat of a hole. I mean, it was dug out, obviously. But when the castle was being built, you can see that the stonework is changing to a more of a natural stonework. And there are little rungs leading down into what you imagine is the waste, the sewage. It probably leads out to the river that's nearby. So you're thinking that this is where all the refuse and the sewage goes, is down here in this hole. And you shine your shield kind of down, looking further down, and you can see where there's bottom. And you can see there's a big pile of you know what. And there's like debris and such, and you see a broken shield, and it's just all kinds of weird stuff down at the bottom. There's a little bit of water down there. I'd say, a few inches of water. And it stinks to high heaven.
About how far down did I go in this?
About 40 feet. I mean, you yourself probably only went 10 feet, but the tunnel goes down about 40 feet and then opens up into a big chamber.
But the 40 feet is from the level of the top
Yes.
where everybody else is. Okay.
Yep.
So, and if I look down the, does the tunnel or whatever go both ways or just one way
It's
or
kind of hard to
what?
tell from the angle that you're at. You'd have to go down further.
Even with my, oh, I'm not on the bottom yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Lower
You're
me
looking
a
at the
little
runs.
further. I'm not at the bottom yet.
Okay, so you have to make another strength check.
Another turn. And this time I drop in the poop.
No.
And do you see any handholds down there?
Yeah, there is some along the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are holding on just fine. You lower her down another 20, 30 feet, and from what you
Oh
could
my gosh.
what you
This
could
is
tell
deep.
is that it's a natural cavern that was probably at one time used as waterway, like it was like a natural waterway at one time. Then when they built the castle up here, it kind of polluted it.
Seeing any more clothing or any, signs that people
Yeah, you could see
walk
like
down there?
fresh, ripped up clothing. You can see somebody's arm, maybe.
Oh my god, there's somebody's arm down here.
Like it's been ripped off their body. And there is some evidence of, the barf and everything else that you could think of, and rats and everything.
Have I reached the bottom yet or I'm still
Yeah,
nowhere?
you're hanging about 10 feet off the floor.
Oh my
And you
goodness.
can
So I'm
see,
like 50 feet down and I still need to
yep,
go another 10 feet
yep,
to
to reach the
get
very
to the bottom.
bottom.
Can you guys lower me maybe 10 more feet and I should have my feet on the ground?
Okay. Go ahead, guys. Do your thing.
I'm so short.
Don't
Another
forget you have
strength check,
inspiration.
or
Huh?
Oh, that's
another
true.
strength check.
Yeah.
And as
Wow.
Sterling's helping to lower her down, he's muttering to himself, "Can't seem to get a day off."
Yeah,
So
no.
it's a sloping passageway that she's in right now.
Well, it's a hole in the floor that goes down. It's kind of oval. Well, it's kind of a dome shaped where the well
And
is.
it seems to be that this is where they maneuver all of the excrement just to
Yes.
get it out of the castle.
Yes.
So it's a poop chute.
Yep. Big poop chute, and then there's a there's other little chutes that probably run into it, but from the sides. But when you go down to the bottom, it runs into a natural, kind of like a cavern type thing. It's not really worked though. It's more like a underground water passageway, and that's where it leads to, and it probably drains out into the rivers, from what she could tell.
So I am seeing now a tunnel.
Yep.
Which directions? Or
The
only
tunnel
one
is leading
direction?
south.
Only south?
Yes.
So I'm like there's like a wall and then it goes
Yeah,
all
it's
south.
kind of old. Like I said, the room is it's a domed kind of chamber that you're in, and then the castle's up above you. But if you head south, there's an opening where it kind of tapers down a little bit, the passageway.
I would recommend that if anybody has a piton or anything, that they could tie the rope around the piton and try and lower themselves, holding on the rope and maybe using the handholds on the side and lowering yourself down, but using using the rope to kind of give you extra, you know, help to get down. That's the way I would.
So
Uh,
Skugmo yells something down to you.
oh yes, come on down. Everything's fine down here. I'm just kidding. Everything stinks down here, but I believe this is the way that we need to go. And after you get down, there is a passageway leading to the south. And I explained the way about how we should, you know, go. If you can, if someone can, affix the rope to a piton at the top so that it's hold steady, and you have an extra thing to hold on to besides the handhold.
Well, I can do that. I got a piton in my bag.
I probably didn't explain it very well, but I hope you guys can understand what I meant.
Sterling's rolling his sleeves up and muttering, "This isn't how I expected this wedding to go at all."
Yeah, you two go ahead. I'm going to come down after you. I'll make sure nothing comes at us from behind.
That sounds good. So, once all of you make an individual strength check to get down the rope or athletics, and that should give us an idea if you made it down in one piece. All right. So, Sterling and Tanner, you make it down, no problem. Scugmo, you attempt to leverage yourself
Damn it.
into the tunnel, and your hands get slick because of everyone else climbing. And I need you to make a dex save. And you can use acrobatics if you have it, but you get a dexterity save or dex check. Oh man! So you're able to grab the rope again as you're descending. So you've probably fallen about 10 feet and grab the rope. Now I need you to make another strength check to break your fall. It's going to be tough because that's a lot of momentum. Luckily, you didn't fall very far. Oh wow! You just barely hold on to for your life. You're about halfway down. You're going to go ahead and make one more strength check. You just about bit the dust. Wow, you almost fell again, but you kind of muscle your way down as best you can. Your arms feel weak, and you get down to the bottom, and you're in standing. All of you are standing in about, I don't know, a foot and a half of debris and rubbish and God knows what else.
Wait a minute. A foot and a half is waist high for me.
Well, it's high. I mean, it's not. And then there's some parts of the ground where it's deeper because it's uneven. It's not it's not perfectly shaped. And it
There's
seems
sort
like
of like walkway on the
no,
side or anything.
not really. It's just, well, it gets shallower on the sides, but on the where on the south there, it actually, you could tell it gets a little deeper as it heads into the passageway. So if you walk over to the south where the tunnel exits, you can see that the sea level or whatever drops, so it's like a natural slope that goes down into the river, and the water and the manure and stuff gets higher as you walk further into that, and next to that opening. So you'd probably be up to your neck or up to your head by the time you got down into the tunnel, as far as depth goes.
So is there anything else down here to see aside from some more shreds of clothing and a disembodied arm?
There's debris. There's garbage. Looks like someone threw away an old sewing machine or something. You can't tell. It's some kind of machinery. You're not sure what all this is, but it definitely a lot of dookie. And it's pretty dark down here, so it's kind of hard to see in the water because it's very murky.
I still got my shield with the light spell, so we can
Yep.
get some light from that.
That's right.
Also, I would like to rip a little piece of well, not a little piece, a piece of my traveler's clothes off and wrap it around my, no, kind of like a mask, like we wear everybody is familiar with wearing a
Yeah, we
mask.
should be very familiar.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to do with a piece of my clothes to kind of, make the smell not so bad. Even though the smell doesn't bother me as much, it's still, not pleasant. So I would like to, reduce that.
All right, so you're kind of ripping up a handkerchief or something like that to make a face wrap, or folding up something to make a cloth cover. As
And
you're
it has my
doing so,
holy symbol imprinted on it.
as you're doing so, you feel something move past your leg in the water.
Oh my gosh, something just moved past me in the water. Be careful, be careful.
Sterling sort of immediately whips out his rapier.
Okay. The rest of you, every once in a while, you think you catch a glimpse of the surface of the water move.
Is that water moving?
Because, like, you know, like you'll see a ripple. Have you guys ever been fishing and every now and then you'll see a fish? Well, you won't see the fish, but you'll see the after effect of it moving in the water.
I'm going to fire an arrow at the next rippled water I see.
All right. So you just kind of wind up and just kind of shoot blindly into the water?
Well, aiming towards one of the ripples, but basically, yeah.
All right. So you shoot down into the water, and then all of a sudden the water just erupts. I mean, it looks like I don't know, like a little earthquake or something. And then all of a sudden this thing comes up out of the water. It looks you guys all to roll initiative. And I am going to share this image with you. And I'm going to put you on this thing. This is going to be our battle map. It's really not a map. It's just basically the tunnel or the area that this thing comes up. And this thing is nasty. I'm going to put you all
Wonderful.
on the map. And let's see. You guys may position yourselves anywhere you like along the periphery of this image. We're just using the image as kind of what this creature looks like, but that's also the ground.
Bright. Oh, I guess that was when the mist went by, it went really bright in that one area. It's not, that's just the mist making it, right?
Yeah.
It's still just water. There's no like,
Yeah.
because it looks to me like fire.
Yeah, it's no fire in there.
So would where my token is, would that be appropriate if he was pressing himself? Well, not necessarily pressing himself, but sticking near
Yes.
the wall where sort of the
Yes.
shallowest bit is.
Yeah, you guys can place yourselves wherever you like before we start.
Right, Aries, that thing is ugly.
Can we tell if there's a front or back to this thing?
Not really. I mean, there's a big eyeball, and that's about it, and a mouth. So you're assuming that that's got to be the front.
I am aiming at the eye.
Okay. So Tanner, now you're looking at the token, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys
I'm-
surprise this thing, so you're getting the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, so we can go ahead and attack then.
Yep, you have to be. I don't know where you are in. There you go. So that's basically in range. That's melee range. Do you want to be in melee range or not?
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay. So it looks like you are. So go ahead and roll your attack roll. Make sure you drop it on him or in the combat tracker. So you can drop your attack roll on token or in the entry on the combat tracker from your character sheet.
Okay. I was just going to target him and then roll it that way.
You could target him. Dodged. Wow. Okay.
That's your misclick feature.
Oh, yes. You're right. So he dodged out of the way. He got out of the way somehow. Whatever you were targeting is not there anymore. Anything else? You still have a little movement. If you have any bonus actions, you could try that. I don't know if you need to, but
Let me double check real quick. I think I'll call it for this turn.
okay. Sterling.
Oh, well, he started with his rapier out, but he is not going to go deeper into the muck, and he is not going to go near that thing. So I guess he'll sheathe that and get his short bow out. I don't know how much of that he can manage on his turn.
You can do that.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that then. I'm presuming I can't attack though.
You can. Stowing and grabbing your weapon is a free action.
Okay. See, this is new stuff for me.
Yep, that's fourth edition, or it may have been different, but in this case, you can switch weapons.
So is the grid distance accurate? I'm within 80. Okay. I guess he'll fire at the
So what you want to do
monstrosity that's in there.
What you want to do is hold down the control key and click on the token. And that should target the creature. See, now you have your distance. But you cut through Hyena there, so you're going to have to take it at a -2. So it might be better if you move a little bit so that no longer is a problem. There you go. So you use part of your movement. And I just locked the tokens. All right, so now what you want to do is just double click on your short bow where that black dice is, and that will shoot the arrow. So on your actions tab, just double click on the black bow or the black dice. There you go. And that was a hit. Now just double click on the damage portion of it where it says 1d6. Nice. So that arrow just goes frick, and it just sinks into that thing's flesh and goes. Makes this like this kind of sound. Anything else?
Yeah, he just yells, "What is that thing?"
What is this thing? Okay, so if you're done, there you go. Hyena, you still have your light spell active.
Okay. I am going to first use my Sacred Flame on this thing. Let me target it again. Actually, you know what? I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to back up to 10 feet, so I'm not quite so close to it. And I am going to use my Sacred Flame.
Okay. Ooh.
Darn, it saved. Then I'm going to use second level spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Let's put. Do you have tokens? Do you want to do tokens, or you just want me to draw a thing?
Just draw it.
Okay.
I mean, I have them, but not set right.
So there is where my spiritual weapon is. I'm going to cast this. Wait, do I have this thing targeted? Oh, I'm targeting myself. Hang on. Yeah, I don't need to target myself. Okay. So target there. Excuse me. I'm going to cast my spiritual weapon. And it missed. Oh, well, with the 2, what do you expect? Yeah, okay. So spiritual weapon ends up right next to the thing, but it missed as well as my spell did not work. So, yeah,
Boo.
very wasted turn there. Turn complete.
Skugmo.
Yeah, I'm just. Do I roll at disadvantage since I'm aiming for his eye?
You would do a -5. There's a number down below.
Yep, got it.
It's like a called shot. but you didn't target him.
Ah, damn it.
I'm going to call that a hit. You rolled really well. So just go ahead and
Thank
roll your damage. Just drag the damage on top of him. All right. So you just snagged him and just tink.
That's part of that thing too. That wow, that's a hit.
Yep. All right, Skugbo, anything else?
No, I think that's it.
The OT Ugg. All right, so who's he in reach of? Okay, limited telepathy. Huh.
That doesn't sound good.
Okay. The creature says to you, Tanner, no kill I. In your head. No one else can hear that. You cannot send the message back to it either. And it takes its tentacle and tries to slam you with it. One of its tentacles.
Can I say anything out loud?
Yeah.
Did anybody just hear him say, "Don't kill him"?
I just hear gurgling.
So you failed to save. And that does a hefty amount of damage. And it really hurt. Then the
It gives the GM props for doing.
Yep. And then he's got a 10-foot reach on this, so his other tentacle comes around and tries to grab you. Fortunately, your armor kind of made his tentacles slide off, which is nice. And then he follows through with his maw, his big ugly face, tries to bite on you. And you were able to raise your shield in time to keep him from taking you.
Whoa there, no biting, no biting.
Yeah. This thing's pretty nasty, and it was quick. I mean, it moved with grace that you've never seen before. Tanner? It's on you, bud.
I'm going to use Action Surge, which will let me get another...
Yep, another attack.
I don't know if the effect is going to actually work, though, so...
All you have to do is check off that you've used it.
Ah, okay.
Now what happens is you just get 2 turns instead of 1. All right, so your first attack, it was able to maneuver out of the way.
We're going to try and hit it on the backhand now.
Yep. Ooh, that backhand got him barely, but it got him. You hit him with the Morning Star. Ooh! So that thing just goes BAM! You can hear it like hit that flesh. It just goes BAM! And it bruises inward quite a bit. So that hurt.
No,
Creatures
definitely going to kill you.
Anything else, sir?
I will actually pass on that one.
Okay, so Sterling will pretty much do the same thing. Since is Tanner with it like right next to it? I can't tell from the shape of the token, sort of, but is he within 5 feet of it?
Who? He who?
Tanner.
Yeah, he's within.
So will my sneak attack then? Will I get sneak attack damage on it? I forgot to ask
Potentially,
last time.
you could probably get away with it because of that reason, and you're a halfling. If you weren't a halfling, it'd be a little bit more hoops to go through.
Does my
Okay.
spiritual weapon being within 5 feet of it count
No,
too?
no,
Nah, darn.
just the
It is
Tanner.
an ally.
Yeah, a Tanner counts. So go ahead and roll your
I'll just
attack.
fire another arrow into it.
Okay. Nice. Now click on the sneak attack button on your sheet, and now roll your damage. That'll automatically add the additional. Ooh, all those dice. Ouch. So you must have pincushioned them somewhere vital, and that thing starts going. That hurt.
Hooray! That's done, I guess.
Okay. Hannah.
Oh, you've got it set to go to the token of the person. My screen moved. Okay, I am going to, seeing that it looks kind of dexy, I am not going to use Sacred Flame on this turn. I am going to try Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Let's see if this hits. Yay! Okay, and I get to use my 1d12 because it's already wounded.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Does 11, and then
Necrotic.
for my bonus action, I'm going to use
Your hammer.
my healing word, and I'm going to give a heal to Tanner.
Perfect.
Hey,
Oh,
not a
nice.
bad thing. That's because now, do you see that it took it off of my sheet now? It's not on the combat tracker after I healed.
Huh. Oh well, at least you got it.
So it looks like you have to put it on every time. So I will put it back on just for next time.
Yep.
And I not delete. I used another level 1 spell, and I will check that off.
Right. And don't forget you have inspiration.
Yeah, but inspiration doesn't give me a third turn.
I'm just saying that inspiration, you have it.
Right. That's
So
just
don't forget
for
it.
like checks and stuff you can add, or you can
Yeah,
do them
advantage.
again, right?
Yeah. You could also grant it to someone else.
Yeah, I could grant it to someone else. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Scugs.
Okay, thanks for reminding me.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do a sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
Get some extra damage on this guy.
Luckily, it's tied up with Tanner. Yeah, it dodged.
Darn it.
You need to remove that effect. You don't put that on until after you hit.
Okay. Whoop. How do I remove it?
I got it, but you would do it in the combat tracker. There's a little wing boot, but I took it off for you. Next time that happens, I'll let you do it so you learn. Go ahead and what's your next move?
Yeah, done.
Okay, so you're staying there. Okay. Now, if you move, you need to roll stealth, and you can only move 15 feet. So if you move from that location, okay. All right, so it's the Otiug. All right, again, he swats at Tanner. This time his face is closer to him, so he's going to try another bite attack. His big, juicy maw comes up and just rips down on top of you. It's on your shoulder, basically. And he takes a big old chunk out of you and spits it out. And you fail your Constitution save. So you're feeling a little bit woozy after that one. And then the tentacles come raking around. And you were able to raise your shield in time to block that one. And again. And again, your armor absorbed that one. So you made it through that round, despite being feeling like a little poisoned.
Well, this critter need to stop biting.
Can't be any worse than the food did to us.
Well, it said, don't kill me. But it's sure hell bent on killing you.
Didn't know you spoke monster.
Apparently monsters speak to me.
Yeah, you get the impression. He said, no kill I. No kill me.
I will go ahead and attack again. Why did it attack twice?
I think I
Oh, disadvantage.
only
That's
one. Yeah, okay.
That's because you're sick.
Yep.
Damn, that's going to hurt. Well, I don't think you're in danger yet, but if you take another round of that, a couple rounds, I'd be thinking twice. All right.
I'm going to use my bonus action real quick to use Second Wind.
Okay. So go ahead and use the effect on just click on that button. Oops, you made it go away first. You got to use the effect.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'll just uncheck it. There you go. All right. Now she's gone. So you have fighting style.
Protection.
Okay, so don't forget about that. If you, your fighting style, since you have your shield, this would give disadvantage to the attacker.
If he attacks anyone other than me.
Yes, correct. So I just don't want you to forget about it.
Yeah, that's it for my turn too.
Okay, Sterling.
All right, I think more of the same. And that sneak attack, if you'll allow me.
Yep.
Just making sure I'm still
You haven't
targeting
moved.
right. No, I haven't moved.
Yeah, he's targeted all right.
That's not good.
Nope, you missed.
And then my bonus action, cunning action, can I do a hide?
Yep. So on your sheet, you should have a hide button.
Should I do it in the dice tower or just...
Nope, just click on the hide button on your sheet.
Oh, what page is that on?
It should be in your actions tab, near the bottom. Nope, you don't have it on yours.
Mine didn't have standard actions either. I had to add them again.
That's all right. Just we know that you're trying to hide, so.
Okay.
No big deal. All right, anything else?
No, that's it for me again.
Okay. All right, Hannah.
I need to remove the poison from Tanner so that he doesn't take additional effects from that. Since he already healed himself, don't need to do that. So I will check that off on my list, and there's nothing to do with it. It's one of those, oh, it's done. Lesser restoration can cure poison.
Okay. So I will take that off him.
And that will end my turn.
Perfect.
Oh, I feel better now.
Yes, you do. All right,
I'm your
Scugs.
poison removing healing
Fool.
I'm going to take another shot at him.
Yes.
With sneak attack.
Mm-mm-mm.
And that's my turn.
Yep. There's one thing I noticed about your sneak attack. There's not enough dice. Go ahead and roll an additional d6. All right, I'm going to add that to the damage to the creature.
I'm sure we won't say no to that.
No, but what it is there's a table under the thief, and you should be getting at least a 2d6 added to your, because you're 4th level, and it was only rolling an additional, die, 1 die. So looking up the road,
I'm set to do 2d6 on my sneak attack.
yeah, yours is fine. It's his that was messed up, but it's fixed now. So I got it fixed on your sheet now. But it was only set to 1. So go ahead and roll another d6 because I know you've done another attack since then. So go ahead and roll one more, and then we'll get it. Yeah. Whatever.
Darn dice.
Anyhow, he's a little bit more wounded, so that's all that matters. Okay. So again, he's reaching out for Tanner because he's the closest thing, and none of the rest of you are even close to it. So he tries to nibble at you again. It's getting a little bit predictable, and your armor actually blocked that bite. He bit down on nothing but steel there, and then
Stop trying to bite me.
yeah, a nasty tentacle comes through and it grabs you, and tries to anyways. And it on a successful hit, it grapples you. It has you grappled basically, so it's holding on to you. And it's squeezing the living daylights out of you, and it pokes you at the same time. So it hurts. So that's its attack. All right, Tanner. So technically, all you can do at this point is try to break free. So you have to beat, let's see, tentacle. You have to beat that 23, I believe, or a contested strength check. So we can do that. So go ahead and roll, athletics or your strength check, however you want to do it. And then I will roll his to see if he holds on to you.
Okay.
It's contested. So go ahead and roll. Well, you break free. What do you know?
We're doing pretty well against this thing.
So the only thing you can really do right now is you can move, or you can do a bonus action. You cannot do a regular attack. Because you basically spent most of your turn breaking out of that hold.
Yeah, I think I will take a. Nah, I think I'll just stay where I'm at the moment.
Yeah. I'll say if you move away, he might get you. All right, Sterling. So you're hiding.
Okay, yeah.
So you're probably kneeled down in the muck. You haven't really moved anything, so you should be okay with the sneak attack.
Yeah, I bet you can.
And you
guess
get
what I'm gonna
advantage
do.
too if you're if you're actually hidden. So you're going to click ADV on your attack roll. Woo, good thing you
There
did,
you
is it
go.
dropped a 1.
Well, I'm a halfling, so I can
Yeah.
re-roll that.
Yep.
Lucky.
And then you, yep, there's your sneak attack. Ooh,
Not
all those
bad.
dice.
Nice.
Yikes. And Lady Shell, you haven't used your hammer in a while.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get close to that thing. I don't like the way it looks.
No, I'm talking about your spiritual hammer.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been healing Tanner up every
But it's a
turn.
bonus action.
He just wants to hug everyone.
Yeah. He's just trying to get
the
a
other
hug.
one was
Oh yeah.
Oh, I guess I could.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
because I used
right before my turn's over, I hide again.
Okay.
I used my lesser restoration. You're right. That second thing could have been a
Mm-hmm.
no. Yeah, I guess. No, are you sure? Because
You
I
can't
thought you had
take
to
2.
use a. They're both spells, though.
Yeah, but one,
You're-
you've already casted that. That's already active. You're controlling
Okay.
it. You can get a bonus action. You just can't do 2 bonus actions.
Yeah, but the first thing that you do, I thought had to be a what do you call it?
Cantrip?
Cantrip.
Probably.
Well, I didn't use a cantrip last time. I used
okay.
lesser restoration.
I gotcha.
Okay, so
All
I
right.
was right. Yay!
Yeah, yay. All right.
Okay. I'm gonna try the Toll the Dead again on it because
Okay.
it seemed to work last time, and we'll hope that it fails again this time. Of course, just because I said that, it didn't. So I will use my spiritual weapon this time, and I'm going to. Of course, just because I said that, it didn't. And I missed. Oh my
Oh, man.
god. Nan!
No.
Pass turn.
Another sneak attack.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Wow. So that thing just comes out of the dark and just pin cushions him. Ow!
Hoo-hoo. The
Ouch.
rogues are rolling well.
So this thing
Unfortunately,
is
it's still at
not bad.
heavy.
Yeah, this thing is floundering around now. It's starting to slow down a little bit. It's got holes all over it, and gashes and bruises. So it's
And I'm going to hide.
Okay.
It's been heavy damaged for quite some
Mhm.
time.
It's hurting. All right, it's had enough. It's gonna do its Hail Mary here on Tanner. Well, he knows. It's smart enough to realize that Tanner's his problem now. So he is going to try to finish Tanner off. Well, it thinks he is, anyways.
Here comes a hug and a kiss.
It's a big kiss, and it's successful. And that kiss didn't feel too great. You've had better. And of course, you failed your save. And again, you're not feeling so hot. Your armor blocked that tentacle that came around. Now he's going to slam you with his tentacle. Fortunately, you saved. You're only going to take half damage. Thank God, because that was a full roll there. So you only took half of that. That 15, whew, that would have been rough.
Oh, that hurt a wee bit.
Yeah, it did. So that thing unloaded on you. It's doing its death throes right now. It's going, oh, it's going off. All right, Tanner.
Well, you gave me a hug and a kiss, and time to me give you a hug goodbye.
All right. I like it. Yep, he was
Goodbye.
able to move. He got out of your way.
That poison is awful.
Yeah, it is.
Does that poison feel anything like eating the food from the wedding?
A little worse, but close. You're wondering if this is where they got the poison from.
Yep.
Certainly a convenient source.
Sterling.
Oh, yes. Let's do it again. Since I'm hiding, do I have advantage again?
Yes.
Looks good.
Yep.
Not too shabby.
Oh. Yeah. So you bury that thing right in its eyeball, and this thing slumps to the ground, and it quits breathing.
Praise the
And
rogues.
Sterling just says, "Finally."
Look for treasure.
Go ahead and pass your turn if you're done, or if you want to move, or. Okay, Hannah.
I'm gonna do the resist the poison thing again on Tanner and get rid of that poison from him.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so tired of getting this poison.
I know, huh? Can I also heal him since we're out of? Well, I'm
Yeah.
assuming we're out of combat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
and heal him.
I'm going to also do a cure wounds.
Okay.
I have to do it at first
You got to
level,
move it to him,
unfortunately.
though.
Oh yes, I do.
Go close to him.
Best meat shield ever.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm gonna do cure wounds. I have to use level 1 though because
Yeah. Let's do
the
it.
poison thing
Yep.
took all my. Wait a minute. Now is my thing on? Yeah, my heal. I want to make sure that I give a good heal.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Yeah, 12. That's not bad.
Nice.
And that's all I'll do.
Well, now I'm feeling a lot better now. Thank you.
All right, Scug. You see
You're
this thing
welcome.
drop down in a heap.
Look for treasure.
All right. You kind of looking around and kicking it through the water. It's really hard to find anything of value, but you do find a few coins, a couple gold coins. Other than that, you'd have to drain this thing out and basically dredge it to find anything worth your time.
Well, something's better than nothing.
Yep. So you got a couple coins out of it. The Otyugh is now dead. You've killed the poop monster.
Huzzah.
However,
Did we find any bodies or
Yeah,
anything other than the arm?
I'm not done yet. So
Sorry.
you guys are kind of searching around in this, and near the exit or the place where the tunnel empties out, you noticed a couple floating bodies that look familiar. Anybody
Please
care?
let one of
Sterling.
them be the priest.
Oh,
Sterling
please,
will
yes.
carefully approach and investigate.
Okay, so you flip the bodies over. They're all bloating up with water. One of them is the priest.
I'm so sad.
Well, you got your wish,
Yeah,
Hannah.
I did.
One of them is Humperdinck.
Oh, and we've got a prince here too.
And then the other is none other than who do you think it is? Without me telling you.
The queen.
Princess?
Yep.
Oh yeah, betcha it's the queen.
Yep. It's the princess.
Well, this is a sad wedding indeed.
Thump 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 thump. So they this is what we call a shitty wedding.
And a
Oh my
shitty
goodness,
ending.
quite
And
literally.
what's that?
Quite literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it was a shitty ending.
So that was the prince's wedding.
Oh my goodness.
Only Laerun with the poop
Poop jokes.
campaign or whatever.
And it was all see, I had no idea what I was going to run for, because I didn't want to run a module that, everyone's running one thing or another that's from a module. I kind of want to do my own thing, so I threw this together at the last minute, and I was talking to Shell about
It's
it.
because of your dream, right?
Yeah, and I had a dream about this damn, what the hell was that thing called? A commode?
Commode.
Now, I never knew what a commode was. I knew it's a toilet, but I had no clue what type of toilet. And I had this dream about it, and I woke up one morning and I had an epiphany about it. I said, what the hell is a commode? So I got up on the internet and I went into, the first thing that comes up is Amazon on my search thing. Because, they want to sell it to you. So I go on to Amazon and there it is. It is literally, the one I clicked on was a plastic chair with a hole in it. And I'm thinking, God damn, that's ingenious. Because during this time, my children and my family would always have the bathroom tied up. And I could never get in there when I need to use the bathroom. We have one bathroom here, and we got 2 teenagers and my missus there. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to get a commode. So I went on there and I was pricing them out, how much they cost. And I told the old lady, I'm going to lay some newspaper out right on the deck. And I'm going to sit in the commode and use the bathroom right out there. She goes, oh, you can't do that. And I said, damn straight, if I can't get in that restroom, that's what I'm going to do. So I was kind of joking around with them about that.
Is this on the stream?
Yeah, it's on the stream. Hello, everybody. So that's why it became this prince's wedding, because the commode, I had to know what it was, and this kind of inspired me to make this little plot here where the bathroom is like the enemy, and everybody's disappearing and getting sick, and then you find out that it's it leads down to the sewer, and you fight this poop monster, the Otyugh. That's about the inspiration I got for this adventure. Now, that's kind of weird and spooky and kind of odd, so I kind of threw that in there. That's how this came about. So don't have any dreams like me.
Maybe some good inspiration, though.
Yep. And then I have this ugly Otyugh picture here that I threw together. I just took a graphic and threw it on top. And if you look carefully at the map that we use, that is actually manure. That's sitting where he's sitting on it. So that is different types and varieties of your Class A manure. So that's that's where he was. It's down in the privy pile. So any questions or comments or gripes or anything like that before we go?
No,
So
it was
we're
good
gonna wrap
fun.
it up.
Thanks for running it.
What
Yeah.
was between Balin and Vanjie?
Oh, Vanjie had a crush on Balin. But Balin never acknowledged her, and Balin was in love with a princess. So Vanjie was a little bit vengeful about, his love for her. And she did not like the whole idea of the wedding, but she went ahead and seduced the prince and slept with him. And then she had her uncle poison the food for her.
Got everyone killed off.
Well,
so
she
whose
didn't.
signature was on that note then?
It was her signature, talking to her
Okay.
uncle.
Darn. I was trying to think it was a priest.
Yeah, you're trying to blame the priest. The priest was just a butthole and a glutton. So that's basically how that turned out. It was just kind of a weird inspirational thing that I had last minute, and I thought, that'd be kind of fun. So that's where that came from.
That was fun.
The wedding
Very
vows.
enjoyable.
The wedding vows were longer. I just didn't read the whole thing. I figured you guys have heard enough of those. And
Oh,
people
yeah.
renege on them too. So I didn't want to read them all
From
the
the
way
sound
through.
of it, the prince may have been preparing to do that shortly.
Yeah. Well, the thing is they went to go check on their friends, and they found out that, they were disappeared. They went through the same thing you guys did, except for they didn't catch the harm, and Otia had already eaten a bunch. So by the time you guys got there, he was already satiated. You guys went down to its lair. It had to defend itself. So that's what happened. If you never went down there, it would have never been an adventure.
Leave it to the dwarf to
Yeah,
volunteer to go down on a rope and get
right
into the
into a poo
poop.
pile.
You must
Yeah,
you must have been missing the caves and mountains.
I think that's what it
Yeah.
was. Because she was saying this castle ain't dwarven made. She had
And
nothing
those are not dwarven tables.
we never make stuff out of wood. Wood. They don't
My
like wood.
uncle would be shocked to see
Oh, Uncle
anyone.
Balin
No, Uncle Haglin.
or Uncle Haglin. Yeah, he would have said wood, wood. Because he thinks that's just for elves. It's wood. Elves use wood. Dwarves don't use wood. They don't build with wood. Okay, so I am gonna be out of here. Thanks everybody for showing up. I hope we can do this again.
Thanks for running it.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much for running it.
that was
I
a
had
lot
a
of
good
fun.
time.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a blast. Thanks.
Yeah, and hopefully you guys get to find more games. If you guys played in the well, let me say goodbye to the stream first. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching. This is Founder Laerun, and these are community members from Fantasy Grounds College. I want to say happy Halloween or Day of the Dead or whatever you call it where you're from. And we'll hope to see you around. Join our community. We are at fantasygroundscollege.net. We have a Discord channel. You want to join that first and then register on the website. And you can become one of our community members, learn how to use Fantasy Grounds, and more. So take care, everyone. Happy holidays, and goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.